For those that are listening to the replay on any of the other platforms, we are live here on Fireside with a live interactive audience. So we're just going to give it a minute or so for the crowd to fill up before we start. Thank you.
Seconds and counting. Before it feels good. 25 seconds. 20 seconds and counting. 15 seconds. Guidance is internal. 12, 11, 10, 9. Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome AC to the house for Shotgun Candy. Give him a big round of applause. Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Bring on a welcome for Elvis the King. Here we go.
What's going on, everybody? Boy, my hair's a mess. My hair it ain't no good today. Hold on one second. Thank you.
And your man Rocksteady.
There we go. Come on, clap it up, everybody. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Woo, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another week of Shotgun Candy here. Boy, I can't wait to get into it today. Let me just preface the show real quick. If anyone wants to leave any voice messages and you're here live on Fireside, you can press the fortune cookie, which will go straight to our Shotgun Candy Instagram. You can leave a recorded voicemail and we'll be able to play that during the show. I think I've also got my own hooked up there if we have to. I think Lauren sent one there already. But you'll hear a sound like this that'll come through. That means your message has come through, or a message on the screen, and we'll be able to read that out when we get to it. But other than that, enjoy the show. Episode 14, right? Are we in 14? Yes.
I believe.
Yeah, I think so, man. That's a lot.
Gentlemen.
14. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So how you been, fellas?
How you been, guys?
Man,
I've been good, man. I'm gonna make that screen bigger so I can see us. There
What
we
a
go.
week.
Look at that.
make me bigger.
I made you as big as possible. You doubled in size.
Yes,
I'm
2
touching,
hours a week with you.
rubbing the screen. Are you getting bigger?
I rub the screen. Every time I touch AC, he doubles in size. I don't know
Of
what
course.
the
Rub my,
issues.
Okay, so a
rub
whole
my
2
belly.
inches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's going on, guys? I hope everybody had a good week. Yeah, me too. I super busy week at work. I mean, things are happening at Tesla. Just open a paper, you'll see what's going on there.
Looks like
Good
more.
times, yeah.
Looks like more is happening at Twitter than Tesla, but who knows? We'll see.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's funny. The whole thing
can't-
is going on is funny. It's funny.
I do not recall. I cannot comment one way or
Can't
another.
comment. He's trying to keep his job, ladies and gentlemen. He can't say shit about
Thank
it.
you. Thank you.
No, I think it's all good, man. I think it's all good.
How you doing, King? What's up?
So you,
Man, I've been living the dream. Sometimes the dream is a nightmare, though, right? It's the same
Oh.
thing, right there. Yeah, it's all right. It's been good. I had a fun time on the Sam and Dave show. How was your day show?
We did see that.
that was a great show.
Thanks, man.
Clap it up, guys, if you
Absolutely
were there.
fantastic show.
I had fun. I love those two. They're a good couple. They're good people.
Oh man, that was great. I mean, a little bit of technical difficulties, right? Just a touch.
We'll figure it out.
Oh, you seem to be breezing through now. I mean, it was a little bit of a sweaty moment just before, like 3 minutes before the show, right?
Yeah.
But I think you got it going, man. It sounds good. It sounds
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
But AC, I don't know if you can hear us okay, but you've been busy, man, haven't you?
Oh, I've been very, very busy. Yeah, yeah. Moved into a new home.
You 100% in the new digs yet, or what?
Yeah. Well, this is it. I moved into a new rectangle here, and this is
With a higher ceiling this time. It looks good, man. I like it.
$2,300 a month for this rectangle, and this plant was extra.
Wow. It was extra. Damn.
It was extra. Yeah.
Last joint I had the plants for free because it was outside.
Oh
It
no,
better
this
be
is,
plastic.
this is Las Vegas. Everything's dead here. This isn't a fake tree.
Oh. You know, it's funny. I did work in a place where the office girl was watering the fake plants.
Oh, she put
You-
white out on the screen.
Yeah, well, you walked in, you were like, man, it smells like mildew in here. What the hell's going on? And then you see her up on the stool watering the fake plants. It's like, you know, those are plastic, right? And you don't have to water them. They're fine.
Whatever you say, Mr. King.
If anything, put oil on them. I mean, petroleum.
Tight pencil skirt.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, she looked better than she worked, but, you know, that's all right. Made our job go easier.
keep it around. Yeah, you know. They need some loving too. So,
Yeah. Till the Christmas party when she brought her partner, who was also a woman, we were like, she's fired. Get the hell out.
what do you? Either this is super fun or get the fuck out of here.
Exactly. Yeah. You never can tell, man. Don't ask, don't tell. Or do tell so we don't hire you and waste time.
Hey guys, before we get into this, can I?
Sorry, that's a little sexy. This is old school, people. This is all jokes.
Can I
None of
say
this is
one
real.
thing
It's all fake.
that I think you both are going to appreciate?
Go
Checks
ahead.
in the mail.
I'm not ashamed anymore to say it. I don't know why I was ashamed, but like we're number one. We're trending number one in the whole app, and it was that.
Yeah,
Mike Tyson
and this is
episode.
not the first time, man. This is like the third time, I think, right?
Well, it's all because of people listening, man.
Obviously, yeah.
It's the listeners, man. It is because it's the presence that they're here, and it's the replays that they do. So we got to thank you guys so much because, like I always say, you're driving the steering wheel with us here on this journey, and it's been a fucking fantastic one at that.
Well, it's not because we're the best. It's because our crowd's the best. You guys are awesome that actually support us and send us messages afterwards saying, great show, I had fun, and sharing it and
man.
stuff like that. Man, you guys are awesome. That's the only reason why we do it. We don't do it to talk to each other because we got phones.
We do it to talk to each other too because we do like Shotgun Candy doesn't kind of end with this show. It goes on to a phone call and that goes for another couple of hours, like straight after the show.
Yeah,
But it's fun.
sometimes. Yeah, Rocsteady's like, I'm passing out, and I'm like, my stomach's eating me from the inside
Fucking
out.
2
I
in the
gotta get
morning,
some
guys.
food,
Go
man.
get to bed.
Like I haven't peed in like 4 hours, guys.
Yeah.
I just want to pee.
I got a catheter. I'm called Liberty Medical. I got
Smart
these
man.
Pre-lubed, polished eyelid catheters. I'm good. I'm good to go. I'm going right now.
Smart man.
When you're over 50, they send them for free too, by the way. Just saying.
Just send them to your mailbox. Just go to the mailbox. Like, what the fuck are these? You need them. Trust me.
They're like age. I'm like dead 44 years. Send me some free catheters, man. I need them.
Shit.
It's all dry.
Damn.
Dried out down there. Yeah.
Sponsored by fucking Speedy Dry Catheters.
Yeah. And sponsored by never mind. I was going to go with the diabetes joke, but I lost it.
Diabetes.
Yeah. get the diabetes.
Nice. Well,
So-
Well, how about you, Rocco? What's going on for you this
Yeah.
week? You've been-
oh me, oh man, I have
Busy
just
guy.
get over the flu a little bit this week. I had a tough few weeks, man. glad to say I'm fucking back, and I'm back properly right now from this point forth, which is great because a bit of time off here and there, and a couple of moments happening in family and work and all that bullshit, life bullshit, right? But I'm happy to be back on air, man, and broadcast with you boys, and lining up some podcasts. Yeah,
I see it. You got a special little glimmer in your glasses this week. It looks good, man.
Yeah.
That's my screen. That's my computer screen. Yeah.
It's the Pornhub in the left lens.
I thought that was your. He looks like a spank wire guy. Or a heavy R.
Yeah.
He's a heavy R guy.
He invested early into UJIS, but he realized what it was going to become, so he jumped ship.
Did you say what it was going to become? He invested in there.
Oh, did I hear something? Did I hear the yar?
Yes, I see what you did there. This is the segue to you to start to plug this week's show.
I thought it'd be funny if I got a pirate hat, but I didn't know that pirates had such small fucking heads. This looks like a silly party thing.
I thought you was part of the colonial.
You got small head. You got such big hair.
Yeah. Well, it's just there's a lot of thoughts up in here. I should just do it like that. That looks better.
Mega minor.
It looks ridiculous.
Like a really huge Mexican with a small sombrero.
Hey, Elvis the King, and I'm here to work for the colonial army. I want to fight for y'all.
I'm here to swap your
fight for the South.
Oh shit! We've got messages pouring in. We're going to get to the message in just a second. We're going to throw it over to AC too.
Wait a minute. Who
about the show?
I want to be on that side.
Did you ever get a keel hold? It's no fun.
So are we beginning this, or did you want to take a couple messages?
We got dinghies, man. Let's do it.
We can do a
couple.
I'll go into it. I feel bad for him.
That's also a pirate term, dinghy.
Yeah, because we've got like 6 messages sitting here,
right?
Two on the screen. So let's get them. We got Lauren who desperately wants to say something here. Here we go.
Give it to me, Lauren.
Good morning.
It didn't even come through, Lauren. Your messages. Oh, look, they've all got no volume. I can see that. You can just barely hear it, can't you?
Are you doing it through a dryer towel?
It sounded like a pirate.
Lauren, you got to check your recording to do it all again because they all didn't come through. So I'm going to skip over to Juanito. Let's see what he's got to say. Here we go.
What's up, Juanito?
Everything's dead, kind of like Elvis's soul inside.
I don't know what the hell was he speaking Mexican? I don't know what he said.
I think he was,
and I didn't catch most of that.
I think you got too much sun down there in the Sunshine State, man. Look out.
Sizzling his brain a little bit. We've got 2 on the screen. We've got Freebie Fetcher says, "We the best," and yes, you guys are. And we've got Deanna that says, "Love Shroom." Thank you, Deanna. Deanna, she runs another great show here, Laughter After Trauma, here on Fireside. So be sure to check that out.
She loves shrooms. Which one? The gold tops or which one?
You know which one. Big shout out to Freebie.
What are those little penis ones called? There's ones that
they're called cock shrooms.
Oh, the Enoki.
No, legit. Yeah.
my penis is.
There are little penis ones, and I didn't mean cock shrooms. There is a name for them, but even I'd eat them.
More like an oyster mushroom. Really.
Rock said he can't wait to get cock shrooms in his mouth. He loves them.
Cock shrooms.
He puts them on his pizza and everything. Australian pizza upside down, though. The cheese is on the bottom.
Mm-hmm. I just want to feel it. Just put it on there.
Oh shit!
Just dip it in peanut butter, man. You take the whole shroom, dip it in peanut butter.
You people are very lucky. This
Elvis with the hat looks like a shroom. Oh, okay. She said you with the hat looks like a shroom. Okay.
All right, good. Yeah, I guess so. Put my head down. I'm getting rid of my shoulders there.
Okay. Lauren must have fixed her headset. Here we go. We'll do a message and then we'll go into it with AC. So here we go.
Fuck Apple and their earpods. Those things don't work. I was super excited to come on here because I was a pirate wench at the New York Renaissance Festival for 15 fucking summers.
Okay.
Had corsets and hats and costumes enough for the whole world, and I'm pumped for today. You guys are amazing.
Okay.
Also, the reason why you're fucking number one, okay, I had to pack all of these messages into one, okay, is because Rock sucks a lot of dick. Rock sucks tons of dick. That's how you rise to the top in this industry, guys. Stop playing like we don't know. Fuck you, Rocksteady.
It's at this point I want to point out that we couldn't hear a damn thing before, and then you blow all of our eardrums out with these next messages. I had to turn this volume right down, Lauren. So we got another one straight in the bank from her. Here we go.
Let me take my headphones.
By the way, the originals of this were hilarious.
I'm sure they were, but we're never going to get to hear them. Thank you, Lauren.
Lost
Okay.
it.
She was a pirate all those years. Send me some picture of your booty, will you?
That audio belongs to Mark Cuban.
Yeah, now Mark Cuban's going to listen to it over and over again. Look, Rock
Yes,
does
he is.
suck dick. I told you.
I knew it. He's took it over to his buddy. He's like,
Who wants to be?
"Told you."
Who wants to be trending?
I do. So here we go. We've got a message from Worm real quick.
Forget playing the dinghies. When are you guys going to scrape the barnacles off your dinghies?
Oh man,
Yeah.
Just saying. It's your boy Wormillion in the building. Rrrr.
What's up,
It's
Worm?
good to hear from you, Worm.
That's why.
Are we going to be doing pirate voices the whole time through here, or what?
Well, it just depends. I was gonna make a joke, but I lost it. I only had two cups of coffee before this show, man. You gotta give me a break. Gotta catch up. They gotta let the nicotine and the caffeine work its way through, man.
Well, maybe what you need is a big old shot of rum, right?
Rum. There you go.
I forgot to swab my
How
poop deck
about it?
too. So
From the depths of the black pearl.
what my favorite term from pirate times was boarding party. You ever heard about that one? That's a good one.
That I've seen that.
Come across
That's a Brazzers.
Boarding party. That's different. That's boarding school party.
Ah. Thank you for clarifying that.
No. That's when you pull up your ship to the other guy and you blow the shit out of him. Not like the way Rock got our show training, but with cannons and stuff. And then everybody jumps on and you start killing the other dudes. That sounds like, I was like, the hell kind of party is that?
I mean, it sounds like docking. I thought it was docking in the beginning. It was like,
Don't,
We're
if
doing a little
you
bit of docking.
if you Google docking,
guys
just
know
make sure you got safe search on.
always use DuckDuckGo. Be safe.
Yeah, well,
You pick up your phone and stick it in your Dutch oven. All right, so we got voicemails punching through, but we're just going to hold from them for a second.
pop a couple
while
of
we
them.
take that
They
out
might be
the oven.
topical, man. You want to pop a couple of them? Just get
Do it.
to them because when we get into it, man, this is
Do it for 'em.
we're gonna do a
All right,
deep dive
they're
into
flying
pirate.
through the door, guys. So here we go.
We love you.
We've got Uncle Eddie. He says, congratulations to you guys for 3 shows trending out of 14. Keep up the great work, gentlemen. Thank you very much, Uncle Eddie. We
Great,
appreciate that very much.
His suggestion
we've got
was a big hit too, man. Thanks again for that Mike Tyson suggestion.
Mike
People like-
Tyson,
people
correct,
like
from
listening to
Uncle
that
Eddie.
one.
That's right.
Yeah.
And he's got another good one he's brought up too, which we're going to get to. And
Yes,
we'll wait
he
for one
did.
of our listeners, Daz Cowbell, to join us too before we pop that news as well. But another one of our listeners, our dear brother. Sorry to cut off if I was there. I'm sorry. Was I?
No, go for it. No, you're good. Nobody cares what AC has to say anyway.
We've got Joey Butts.
Hello, Joey. Send me down here to right this ship. Take the wheel. Gary Butts, the last captain of the Butts Pirates. Well, you just give me some time to blow the man down, and I'll tell you what. You don't. Well, there will be some rum. Don't you worry.
I'm so ashamed.
We'll swab the decks with each other. Finger each other.
Ashamed that I didn't think about
Thanks, Joey. All right, we've got we've got a couple more boys. I'm sorry, I'm feeling the load of the messages this morning. Your time. Here we go.
That's right.
We've
you're
got one
good
from
at
our
taking notes.
dedicated
That's how we got
Lisa.
number one.
Listener.
I'm all good.
Lisa. Here we go.
Hi, Shotgun Candy. How are you?
Hello, love.
Hi, AC. How are you? Hi, Rocksteady. How are you? Oh, Elvis.
Lisa.
Each one.
How are you, Elvis? Oh, gosh, do I miss you. But no, I've got to stop that right now because I've got a boyfriend now. Yes,
Oh.
I do. I have a boyfriend finally again because it's been a long time. He's a lot younger than me. I'm 44. I'm 3 years older than Rocksteady. But yeah, he's in his late 20s. Yeah. So we're going to be spitting out some babies later today.
Oh, that's enough. That's enough,
Incubation
Lisa.
period is astounding.
like a fully loaded cannon. She just fired them out.
Incubation period.
It's astounding.
Oh shit!
Rabbits are jealous. They're like, "Damn, Lisa, slow down."
Jesus Christ.
They got to put. I know they got that rabbit fence in Australia on one side. They got a Lisa fence on the other side. It's like, Lisa, your damn kids are eating all the crops again.
we've got another one. We've got 3 just pouring. There's messages pouring in, guys. Today, I'm sorry. I know we're going to get started in just a second. Let's knock another 3 out the park, and we'll get going here. Okay, we'll go. We've got one more from Lisa. We've got a couple from Lauren. Here we go.
Everyone here.
Oh, yay. I'm loving pirates. It's like one of my favorite subjects, because I love Johnny Depp. Yeah, he's real spunky. I love him. I do. Not as much as Elvis or my new boyfriend, but I still love him. But he's going to court with that Amber Heard. And she's been nothing but a bitch to him as well.
Yeah.
That's true. Man,
she was.
You see her? That bitch snorted coke in the courtroom. I was like, damn.
Yeah, I saw that.
But you know what? Look, I mean, when you take a shit in somebody's bed and you show them a picture of it, like you're going to snort coke in the bedroom.
When he said
it wasn't her, it was the dogs.
Oh yeah, that's right. It was the dogs. But Johnny Depp, Johnny Depp he's an amateur dog shit identifier. He knows his own dog species.
All right, we got
dropped a grumpy. She dropped a grumpy in our bed.
20 plus years, I know what my dog shit.
Dropped a grumpy.
She dropped a grumpy in our bed.
All right.
Is that what he said?
Yeah.
I don't know what he said, but whatever it is, that's a great way to put it.
Well, she left him a couple of black pearls in the bedroom.
Yeah.
See that? We circled back to pirates.
She wasn't Aquaman, right? She's an aquatic. She plays an aquatic person.
Does she?
Yeah, sure.
I don't know, man.
All right. We got one more before we throw it back to AC. Here we go.
Go for it.
Rocksteady, I bet you are feeling the load.
Thank you, Lauren. You need to drop the volume there now. Before we couldn't hear you, I said, but
she's very boisterous. Yeah.
I love Lauren. She's fantastic. She really.
That's like the siren song almost.
Like the one that makes the people very old.
It's where all the sailors know to go to our house after this. Just like hollers out the window.
She says, "I'm Puerto Rican. I'm loud." That's what she said here.
Yeah, okay. Hell yeah.
I see. I'm throwing it to you, brother.
I love
gonna have your piece down.
We'll throw it over to another Caribbean.
I do want to say that I would love to have her on at least for a couple of minutes towards the end of the show because she has a lot of experience. If she's down,
You trying to say she's a whore?
More about pirates. I mean, she literally has firsthand. I mean, I'm sure she had to do some piracy.
Oh, you meant experience in piracy and whatnot.
Yes, in profiteering, land profiteering.
Yeah, see, I like that word, profiteering. That was like when a pirate was actually sanctioned by the government to be a pirate. They're like, we can't call him a pirate. We got to give him a better name that sounds official. He's a privateer. Now go rob, rape, and pillage, and bring it back to the old Queenie here. Yeah,
there you go.
What a weird word.
Or that was called a raider or a Viking or
or just an asshole.
Right, or just a general dick that's like just stomps your yard and comes in. Hi, this is mine now. But you have to give it a good name, just like King said. It's.
And then they got boats, and they're like, well, we got to give them a better name than just asshole that steals my shit.
Correct.
That wouldn't work well. Yeah.
They're appearing on behalf of the crown. I'm gonna have to give them a nice name like hedge fund manager or.
And I didn't know guys like Blackbeard and stuff. They were sailing out of the United States, like the Carolinas, on behalf of the Queen to go rob and rape and pillage everybody, and then not bring their goods back to America, but take it over there or whatever.
That's right.
It's the English again, man. You guys are a bunch of dicks. Well, you were.
I'm finding out that English are quite funny characters in all of time, through the medieval times and everything. But towards the end of this talk, I'm going to expose the English in these pirate times.
I like how you said funny, but you mean like pure evil.
Yeah.
He's like, it's kind of funny when they were roasting people in giant bronze pigs and raping and people and stabbing them, cutting their heads off, keel hauling them and all that stuff. Just like that word, keel haul.
But there's so many examples of that throughout time. There's so many.
Yeah,
we've talked about
pirates was like medieval times, but on boats.
Yeah. It's fun with rum.
It's true, man.
Yeah. Scurvy.
I can't remember the name of that port in Jamaica. Was it Port
Royal?
Port Royal, that's what it was. Yeah, I thought it was Port Prince. That's somewhere else.
Port Prince is in Haiti.
Okay, that's right. Port of Prince, I think it's called. That's more French sailors, I believe. But Port Prince. That was like Tatooine
It's another fucking planet.
I know, man. It's crazy.
Yeah. But Hispaniola was also a big destination for pirates as well, because Hispaniola is, if anyone knows the Haiti and Dominican Republic would split into that. I've been to that island. No one calls it Hispaniola. It's called it's called Dominican, either Dominican Republic or Haiti.
I went there. I went there as a sort of a missionary one time when I was younger, and they called it like, "Do you have room in your carry-on for me?" They needed to get the hell out of there, man. Those kids didn't have much, but they had hope in baseball. They love baseball. Some bitches are good at it.
Por favor, you bring me to United States with you, please.
You know, it's funny. You know, they love Converse All-Star sneakers because I couldn't get them there. One guy wanted to buy my shoes, and I was like, "No, man, I can't sell my shoes. I don't want to have shoes." He goes, "All right, just sell me one." I was like, "Man, you guys are really hard up." It was like the right or the left, because I'm partial to one.
It turns out he only had one leg anyway.
My finger. So he would just look for another guy with similar sized feet to try to buy the other one later on. It's like, man, you got one black one and one white one. Yeah,
I'm looking for the bear, man. I'm looking for the bear. You got it? You got it?
So what do we got here, guys, for the pirates?
What's piracy? What is piracy? I think in terms of, we know it. Maybe you've pirated a CD. Maybe you've pirated a movie. There's the Pirate Bay, right? The Pirate Bay is a popular place to rent things.
Such a romantic word for like thief.
It is. And how, once again, remember, like medieval times, we romanticize these things so much.
Yeah.
Because of the movies, because of TV, because of, swashbucklers and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and, but really they're akin to raiders, to people that really live a lawless, open ocean kind of a.
I think a buccaneer was more of I think it was less of a, privateer, buccaneer. They were kind of, it's not really a pirate. They're like a sanctioned pirate. They're like a stormtroopers, more like.
Definitely. I'll tell you exactly what it is. Actually, a buccaneer is any of the freebooters preying on Spanish ships and settlements, especially in the 17th century West Indies. So there was a West Indian, right, of freebooters, they call them, but apparently more land than sea, right? Buccaneers.
Yeah.
More of a swashbuckling Errol Flynn type, more than a
a lot of gunfights and saloons and shit. Yeah.
Right. But in the West Indies, imagine, going into places like Nevis and St. Kitts and St. Barths and, St. Croix.
Well, they were kind Jamaica, of like, kind of like hired mercenaries too. Like they would go by like the East India Trading Company. Like, we're going to do this under the table. You guys just steal all the shit and bring it to the ports, and then we'll take it back with our privateers. It's like, with our you guys got a whole network of underground pirates and thieves and stuff. It's crazy.
Exactly.
And those people are still rich, you bastard English people, son of bitches.
Yeah.
We'll get to the English by the end, don't worry.
And some say that, I'm not sure if this is going to say anything about what you have, Rock, but I mean, on a similar note, some say that most of the wealth and the things that encompass the English coffers, so to say, are mostly things that have been stolen and through colonization, like India and United States and the West Indies, as well as the British Virgin Islands. So the level of colonization, and this is the words of John Oliver, right? John Oliver, being one of the most British people I've ever seen, he says it himself. The level of colonization, you really have to try to the outreach, these people really tried to conquer most of the world.
And it's not like they showed up and people were like, yeah, you can live here too. No. They were like, no, get out of here, you weird ghost face killer.
Yeah. I don't know about that, man. Like I got a little bit of different information when it came to the pirates with the different sort of types of people that consisted of back then. Like it consisted of like merchants, naval crew, privateers, and pirates, right? But the working conditions were so shitty back then for all the rules were so strict and the living conditions were so bad that when pirates would invade a lot of these ships and they'd say, do you want to fall into our ranks? A lot of people were like, fuck yeah, I've been waiting for you to invade. Like I want to join like the whole piracy thing. And like they got like a lot of freedom. It was democratic. Sorry.
I came across that too, because the penalties for like common thievery and stuff, like if you were living on land, was like death by hanging. And that's the same penalty for being a pirate. So it's like, you know what? I could go out here and be drinking rum, hanging out with Caribbean girls, getting wasted and stealing, getting all the booty I can stand in more ways than one. And then if you get caught, you get hung. But if you steal a loaf of bread or do something like that, you still get hung.
You live like a pauper. or live
Exactly.
however the fuck I want to live, right?
Well, pirates were like rock stars. They were like, like Han Solo. I mean, look at it. He's a pirate. Han Solo is like, everybody loves that guy. It's like he's a thief and a crook. He's not really a hero, but he is. That whole idea of like stealing from the rich and giving to the poor was very romantic. Bank robbers are like the number one favorite criminal of all time.
Yeah,
and pirates were kind of like that.
They kind of were, man. So it was like the living conditions and working conditions were so bad that people were kind of almost mistreated back then, right? But then pirates would come and they'd like loot things and grab it, and they'd split it evenly between them on the ship, and they'd like you said, they got to drink, they'd steal.
Yeah.
There's obviously a lot of tales of people stealing treasures and things like that. Of course, they would steal that if that was on the boat, but their intent was to steal like food and alcohol and just live and be free.
They had a lot of pipes, and they smoked a lot of opium, and they had spices from far off lands and stuff. Like, they weren't always just going, "I'm stealing your shit." They'd go to places and trade and stuff. But when they docked and ported, whatever, they weren't always causing chaos, but they were hired to cause chaos a lot of times.
They would also have to find a fence, right? Like a fence is like a merchant that takes stolen goods, right? And that's another thing. They had to deal with the the underbelly of everything, but also if you think about it, they were kind of like, they were rock stars, but like also like they were piloting like the fastest things at that time. You know what I mean? They're almost like fighter pilots.
That's the crazy thing that I found out about this whole idea of the giant pirate ship with the captain's quarters and all this stuff. Like, that was pretty false. Like, they wanted hot rod ships, man, that could go around and get these big merchant ships and circle them. Like, they'd have these big sails on a tiny boat just so they could be hot rods and they could get away fast too. It was pretty cool. But
did you guys hear about like
100 dudes on a little boat is no good?
Did you guys hear about like the very first like actual pirates to hit the seas, like the first recorded ones? Rock.
So as far as the information I could get, I think there were stories of the 1400s, around the 1600s with the golden age for the pirates, but really since the dawn of time when boats were really on the water, that's when pirates have really been around for. Yeah. That's kind of the information I got. I can go into a little bit.
Well, like every country had them, Portugal had them, Spain, France, England, like all these European countries with coastlines, they all had their own privateers and really royal navies and whatnot that pretty much were pirates, sanctioned by the government. But I heard a couple of dingers, man. You want to pop some of them? I mean, we got some info.
We did, yeah. So we've got a couple of messages. We've got Paul Vardo in the house. Is he in yes, he's right there in the audience, and he's left a joke. He said, "Where did pirates keep their buccaneers? On their buccaneed."
Oh,
that's his joke. But there you go. That's Paul Vardo, and we've got a message from Lauren. I'm not sure if it's one or two. I think we got two in the trunk. I'm going to drop the volume down on this. Hang on a second.
So, piracy's been around since the beginning of time, since the beginning of people. Right. And really there was like a 75-year-ish period where piracy had like its golden age. And that was like the 1650s to like the early 1720s. Yeah, and that's where you see like Blackbeard and all that stuff come up. But, piracy came about just like Rock said, they would see that these people were like living in poverty and they'd be like, "Yo, you want to come over here?" And they were like, "Well, yeah, if you raping and pillaging, and like maybe it might be a little bit better." So that's how like crews grew. But really it was like a 70-year period where piracy had its like big run. And that's where you hear about like all the famous pirates.
There's a follow-up message to that from Lauren.
I'm just obsessed with the idea of a pirate with a New York, Puerto Rican accent, man. I love that idea.
Here we go. We got about 3 more messages dropped in. Here we go.
There were also some pretty notable like female pirates. And Rachel Wall was the state's like most famous female pirate. But she eventually ended up being like hanged when she was like 30 years old for robbery. But there were some pretty notable female pirates. Jean de Clisson, I think is her name. Mary Read, which was from England and Ireland, had Grace O'Malley and Anne Bonny. Wow. They were some of the most infamous female pirates.
There's one she forgot. Her name was Lauren the Snatch. They forgot. Because she would steal them. Not a vagina joke. She would steal stuff. Yeah.
And she's not. She's right. It was actually female pirates were actually really prevalent because I mean there really was no law. Like there was no law like there was on land where women had a certain role fit in a society. These people made their own society out on the water, constantly being nomadic. I mean, whoever the strongest was, these people would fight on the decks, right, on the poop deck, on the Lido deck.
Oh yeah, they'd be up there with their swords and swashbuckling. I can't remember the name of the sword they used to use. It was like a short one with a curve on it, and they'd use that for fighting close quarters, so you wouldn't get cut up on the ropes and things like that.
Is he called a sitar?
Right.
I can't remember, but it was good for thrusting. They said.
Yeah.
So Lauren, chime in and tell us what you know about thrusting.
And that sword.
Well, we've got about four messages sitting there, guys. They're pouring in on this show. We love it.
Maybe Lauren knows this one. There was a pretty famous pirate who was a woman that dressed like a man. I can't remember her name.
I think his name was TT.
Rosie O'Donnell.
Anyway, here we go.
Oh, okay.
we got a couple more messages. We got Uncle. We got Joey Butts.
Despite what we pirates may have earned a reputation for, we were the best captains of the sea. If you look back, we were on the sea all of the time, my friend. To earn these treasures that we would earn from these so-called captains of the sea, the Queen's captains, couldn't eat my shit.
So grisly.
Teetery. I could rob a treasure ship with my dinghy, I can tell you.
He sounds like a salty dog, that
guy. We've got Juanito followed by Benny Boom Boom. So here we go.
Oh, Benny Boom Boom's awake. Juanito. All right.
He is.
Hey, so wait, pirates were the first communists?
No, they weren't communists. They loved capitalism because you'd earn it and they'd steal your shit.
Yeah, actually, they were pretty.
More like crony capitalism, I think.
Right. No, yeah.
Just thievery.
The squares were out on land, dude. The square, it's free, dude. You go to Tortuga. I mean, it's like a fucking bazaar out there. Everybody's a fucking pirate. There's prostitution. There's fucking opium. People get down on land.
Rape. There's pillaging. There's a little bit more rape.
That's my shit. That's no longer your shit.
Yeah, I found out why they drank so much, because they'd go to these little islands where they couldn't really drink the water, so they'd be drinking rum and wine and stuff, so they wouldn't get sick.
Right.
So these guys were just shit-faced wasted to sail this high seas, stabbing and having boarding parties, which aren't very fun. Like
it was also a scurvy thing.
You think a lemon party would be fun until you Google it.
Do not Google lemon party. Please do not do that right now.
Just don't do it with your safe search off.
Don't do it.
Let me hit these couple boys and we'll go straight back into it. Uncle Eddie quickly said, "We're talking about pirates. I thought we were talking about privates," he said. Okay, so that's Uncle Eddie. And we've got Benny Boom Boom. He might have two here. Let's see. The first one might have fucked up. No, that's it. Next one here.
Yeah, and the conquistadors and the explorers are basically glorified pirates anyway. Come on. Let's face it. They raped and pillaged just like the pirates did. Yeah, but we call them fancy names like conquistadors and explorers.
Conquistadors. I've never even heard of that before. Conquistadors. That sounds elegant.
That's the male version.
Can you rate me conquistador?
Conquistadors is what the females were.
We've got some more messages, but we'll hold off on that for now because we need to get into this a little bit more.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's find some more facts about pirates and privateers and buccaneers and swashbucklers.
A lot has been said already, kind of, so just going to tie it up a little bit here. But really, people came from all over. There was pirates of all different classes. So not all the Golden Age pirates were actually uneducated either. So they weren't even thugs who thought piracy was cool, for example. And they felt like they just lacked. Yeah, they lacked another way of living. These are almost like an alt. Like an alternative lifestyle, right? Like maybe you would be a punk or a metalhead or a goth guy, right?
Yeah,
today, but then you'd probably be a pirate. You do your own thing. Also, you didn't fit in social norms. A lot of people with maybe mental issues, I would imagine as well, but also very intelligent people, navigators, and people who can track, and people who know their way around the Caribbean or for example, West Africa or those seas at the bottom of South America. Those are crazy currents, and those are like world jet streams that you can absolutely dying. So bravery, I mean, at the forefront as well. So, but really, they came from all social classes, even people who were well off and high born. So another example of that is like Major Stede Bonnet, who was actually a wealthy plantation owner in Barbados before he outfitted a ship, and he became a pirate in 1717. And some say he did it just to get away from his nagging wife. So there was all
I could see that.
Same, man.
Right? I could see that. I got
exactly. Yeah, you're like, you know what? I'm a fucking pirate now. I'll see you when I see you. I'll bring you a chest.
How many fucking times have I said, don't talk to me like that? I'm going to become a fucking pirate. I'm done.
Yeah. He's building a ship the whole time. It's like,
I'm taking my cannon and I'm getting the hell out of here.
The ship's going to be ready in a year and a half. And then I'm out.
Got my bag full of booty by the door just in case you get mouthy again.
The booty bag.
Well, no, Captain Morgan, he was a Welshman, right? And he was very educated. He was skilled in arts of war. He grew up in sort of that higher up British military style family, right? Did you come across him, Captain Morgan, the rum guy?
Absolutely, yeah.
I know. Yeah.
And he was 19 when he started. He's like, I've had enough of this. We only lived to 35 at this point in time, so I'm out of here. I got to put my golden years on the sea. Yeah, and he kind of was like a pirate, like by default. He didn't really have much of a choice, I don't think.
He was just ushered into it. I mean, it's the only thing he was good at. I mean,
they said he was the pirate that the pirates are waiting for. Like he was like the shit. He was the man. He was like Eddie Van Halen when he came out.
He was Keith Richards, Pirates of the Caribbean. The main guy.
Did you guys hear the story about Julius Caesar that was captured by pirates?
Absolutely.
No, he was captured. Is that what happened to that guy?
Yeah, I've got a little story. I don't know how much you got the AC. I've got
funny.
some 3 or 4 brief points.
It's funny you say a little story about Napoleon. Or,
so
Caesar,
Julius Caesar, he was captured by pirates when he was 25 years old, and they demanded a ransom of 20 pieces of silver, right?
Wow.
But Caesar, being like this modest motherfucker that he laughed. He's like, demand 50 from them. He's upped his ante of ransom from his fucking people. He told them to get more.
I think that's a crime, isn't it? It's like a fake ransom.
It's like, we want 20 pieces of silver. He's like, ask them for more. And he asked them for more, and they're like, they won't pay it. He's like, tell them that you'll cut off my head. And they won't pay it. Right, cut off my fucking head then. It's just like weird. He's
what an egomaniac. He was offended.
No, he didn't really say the cut off the head thing. I'm just making that part up. But yeah, he did. He demanded 50 pieces of silver.
He's like, send him my pinky. Let him know you're serious. Give him this little half crown of leaves. Send him that. That's funny. That's
so.
Funny,
yeah, and then he obviously they paid the ransom, and then when they released, he got all of his men out to just capture them back, and they just fucked them up. So that was Julius Caesar. That's the short little thing I got, but I don't know if you got some more detail than that, AC.
He was like a Kardashian. I'm worth more than that.
Yeah, that's really the story.
What a dickhead.
That's really the story. I do want to hit upon something that was it Lauren that brought up the ladies. So it was kind of rare though. In the grand scheme of things, it was pretty rare to see like even a captain, right? But definitely that did happen as well. And some of the people that she mentioned as well, these ladies really stood out. I mean, imagine in a man's world at that time, even though on top of everything, it's lawless. There's you have to probably even cross dress like maybe like a man just to get by. You know what I mean? Imagine that kind of situation. You think it's hard on the streets in 2022? Imagine being out on the ocean. And now you're trapped with like 100 other guys. I'm sorry, 100 other guys, out at sea. So you have to make the right decisions.
Better have a lock on that door at night. That's all I got to say.
Big time, right? So so Anne Bonny and Mary Read, who sailed with Calico Jack Rackham in 1719, one of the more famous pirates. These chicks were down to do shit, and you didn't know what happened the next.
DTF? Were they DTF?
Yeah, they were DTF.
Well, it's possible, but. You did what you had to do to get by. You have to get to the next port.
They liked it in the port side and the starboard side. They liked it. The bow, everything.
And the stern and the bow. But actually, when Rackham and his crew were captured,
hole in every night.
Bonnie and Reed, the two ladies, announced that they were both pregnant and thus avoided being hanged along with the others. So when they all got captured, they were like, "I'm sorry, we're pregnant together, both of us."
Yeah, we're both
right. So they spared them. They'd spare their life because of their pregnancy.
Run along, right? Because you can be pregnant. Let me explain.
Oh, that would have been horrible.
Pirates can do whatever they want. There's no laws for that.
Imagine if they got hung and they hit by the neck and then the baby fell out and he got choked by the umbilical cord. That would have been
Wow.
horrible. It's just a funny visual.
Hung by birth.
Sick individual.
Kind of like a unraveling Christmas lights.
Exactly. And the baby come out with an eye patch and a hook on his foot.
Yarr. Avast, you mateys. It's going to be a fucking cruel summer.
I've got a pirate joke here. Do you know why the pirate couldn't play cards?
Why is that?
Because he was sitting on the deck. There you go.
Oh,
God.
Terrible.
I don't know which one of these buttons presses that thing.
So Deanna likes it. She says it's on fire. But we've got a few messages on the screen I didn't read out from before. Let me just quickly punch through them, guys.
Give him a shout.
Joey, but you take the loads of messages, me rock. Oh, hey Lisa, you stay away or you will dock the plank. There you go, Joey. This is from 20 minutes ago. Sorry. So Lauren, keep it easy with the volume. There will be no yelling here today. This is the only men's day. Paul Vado, what is a rapier? I don't know. Actually, he's got a follow-up message here. It says, actually, a short curved sword is a scimitar, not a rapier.
A scimitar, not a
scimitar. Okay, scimitar.
Very nice.
SC.
Yes.
And then we've got Paul Vado. Black Sails were a great series.
Yes.
Deanna.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that show, Black Sails. That was really
it's wonderful. Yeah, it's really, really good.
We got to talk about the Black Flag and the origin of that too, man.
Oh yeah, okay. Absolutely.
Not the punk rock band from the '80s. I'm talking about the actual Black Flag.
Even Henry Rollins. You want to talk about Henry?
Both of them. No, man. Pre-Henry Rollins, got to go Keith Morris, man.
Yeah,
he's way better.
Deanna's just sent a message. She said, Jean Lafitte, I hope I pronounced that okay, was a pirate and was integral in the Battle of New Orleans. We have a bar here that was his blacksmith shop, one of the oldest buildings used as a bar, still standing in New Orleans. Excellent.
I think I've been there, man.
Super pirate fucking spot, dude.
Yeah, that's they got bones washing up on the shore still. Man.
New Orleans is a voodoo ass pirate spot.
Oh yeah.
And so is that whole Gulf with Jamaica and Barbados, and all those places. Voodoo.
Every time there was a heavy rain and a flood and stuff, I had a buddy who would go down there and get people bones out of the cemeteries because they used to bury people above ground there.
Yep. No, it happens in Key West all the time. Yeah.
So they'd float up and he'd be like, "Oh, look at this! It's a femur." I'm like, "Oh, all right."
My grandfather.
I gotta leave now.
Buried in Key West. Like, what are you going to do there? Like, eventually, for a fact that's going to be either underwater and there's going to be like a watery tomb. That you're just going to lose your
Davy Jones locker.
Right. Yes. Now I have to visit my grandfather's remains at Davy Jones' locker.
I just imagine do you think Davy Jones was like a nerd and somebody shoved him in his own locker?
Get out of here, nerd. Oh, I'll come back one day.
Like the singer from the Monkees. Remember that little guy?
Send me down a bunch of people and be afraid of me.
Yeah. Well, it's like I was surprised to see all the artifacts you can find in like Jamaica today. Like they're just everywhere. There's like thousands of little pipe pieces and little like they call them those onion bottles and little fat little bottles where they bring their own wine and stuff.
Right.
It's crazy. Yeah, you can still see you still smell tobacco in some of the pipes, and it's like, man, that's like 200 years old.
Definitely
crazy. It's pretty cool.
Before you get those messages, I went to St. Thomas, and St. Thomas is known for. I've been to a lot of places in the Caribbean, being from that part of the world, right? So St. Thomas was cool because they actually give you, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's St. Thomas. It's a place where they have guava berry, so that's their national thing. It's like a rum, but it's a guava rum. It's delicious. It's so alcoholic because it's so sugary, and it's like having a super sugar rush along with very, very alcoholic rum. So Jamaica has like Appleton rum, which is more traditional, right? Less sugar and all that. But this is actually a dark Myers rum with like guava, and it hits hard.
Is rum made from cane, sugar cane?
Sugar, yeah.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
I think it's sugar cane, right? But you can make them out of.
You can make it out of. I know a guy. You give him some Drano, some floor cleaner. He can make you a bathtub.
Well, we're going to actually talk about toilets. We have a request to do a toilet.
We do in a future episode. Yes,
we're going to be working on that. Yeah.
And who was that asked for that?
That was our good buddy Daz Cowbell. Got to give him a shout out. I don't know if he's here, but he'll probably listen.
I don't think he's here just yet. But if we do catch him here, we will definitely let him know. Yeah. He does go back and listen to the replay. So Daz Cowbell, yes, your request to what is it? The
accepted.
toilets.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the title. How we titled that?
History of toilets.
I called it the shit show. It's gonna be our it's gonna be our crappiest show ever.
Man, thanks for that.
We've got a stack of messages.
It was a shit.
A little shout out to Thomas Crapper, English plumber.
Just ahead of time. All right. Should we get a couple of these right? Let's knock them on the head. We've got Lauren. That's a show called Our Flag Means Death. Oh, she sent some photos through of her being a pirate.
Oh, nice. Send them to me.
Pretty cool.
Is it okay if we repost that on
after the
Instagram?
show? We've got one from Worm here. Here we go.
AC, did you just call being a pirate an alternative lifestyle?
Definitely.
Yeah, I think it's fitting. You're hanging out on the high seas, nothing but dudes, except Johnny Depp. It's kind of womanly.
That's actually a really good point. I was gonna say this for later, but thank you for bringing that up. Actually,
it is like
same-sex marriages were not uncommon in piracy, in pirate life, because they had their own set of rules, right? It wasn't complete lawlessness.
Never marry somebody
structure.
you're stuck on a boat with. That's a bad idea.
Right. They even got together. They shared things. They like if one died, like the other person, kind of got their inheritance almost.
He got that booty after he was getting that booty.
Straight booty.
Oh, that thing is so annoying. Thank you for the love, but I hate that thing.
I think Joey wants us to play his message. That's why it's sitting here. So.
Oh, is that what he's? Okay, please go.
I think so. Yeah. Let's do it. Let's hit it.
But I would tell all of the lads or lasses, whatever. I was into them all. They say, "Ooh, aren't you afraid of being hung?" I said, "I already am, lass."
There you go. Gotta love Joey for the dick jokes.
My God.
I just want to say, if anyone sent a couple of messages back to back, I'm sorry. It's really hard to tell on Instagram when you're reading. It's just got blue bubbles. I don't know. And it doesn't have a time for me on the screen here compared to like when we took messages on the other app. So I apologize. You could just double tap it or let me know if I have missed anything. But I wanted to get back to the female pirates because I came across a Chinese one. Did you come across Xing Shi at all?
No, I didn't come across any Asian pirates.
No, please lay it on it. I have more of a broad, spectrum. Or yeah, piracy did come over to Asia and was absolutely a thing.
Like Rock said, he's talking about female pirates. And you're like, yeah, I have a broad.
Got this broad.
No, I have this Xing Shi, aka this bitch, because she was like a bad motherfucker, right? Yeah, so she basically female pirate who was one of the most feared pirates of all time, but I think that they say that for all the female pirates at the moment.
Probably. They don't want to hurt your feelings.
You're all equally as fearful. Fearless.
So she was captured in 1801. She joined the pirate ranks of the Chinese piracy, right? So she married their captain and got heavily involved with the life of piracy. Her and her husband built an army of pirates fleets called the Red Flag Fleet. I don't know if you've ever heard of the Red Flag Fleet, if you came across that at all in your study.
No, I didn't come across any Chinese.
Okay. So they commanded they commanded over 300 jump boats and 40,000 pirates they built in their fleet.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it was pretty decent size.
Are you sure that wasn't just like a Chinese food delivery at sea? A lot of
panda delivery.
We'll be there in 15 weeks.
Can you imagine feeding that fucking sort of crew? Like the amount of raping and pillaging would have to.
They probably ate a lot of fish.
I mean,
actually, I looked at the diet of pirates, and it turns out that they didn't really eat fish much because they say it took too much time. And there was a lot of work to get fish to feed their crew, so they just go out and steal. They just like bombard ships and steal.
Well, instead of cooking your own dinner, you might as well steal your neighbors, right? It's easier.
Yeah, board another ship and just
knock the pizza guy in the head before he rings the bell. You're good.
Ding dong.
So basically, she got caught in 1801. She married the captain, but the captain died in 1807. So that's just like 6 years later. So I wonder what the hell was going on.
She pushed him off into the boat.
Yeah, it's just a little bit sus. So she took over the fleet and she ruled with an iron fist. Apparently, even the British Navy were terrified of this woman, which I think is a little bit sus. Her husband's gone missing.
Well,
I married him for a 5 year, and after taking him army, okay. But anyway, so
I rule with iron.
Then she moved her parents into the boat too.
She's like 4'5",
and generations later, they're still living there right now.
The grandparents
So,
out there weaving a new sail for her. It's a raw silk. It's a raw silk. It's good, strong. Shout out to any Asian people with heavy accents at the restaurant. We love you.
That's all right. I'm married to an Asian. I'm allowed to make Asian jokes, Kay.
I have a small penis.
Half gas.
I have a tiny penis, so I'm allowed to make fun of them too.
There you go.
So the stories of this woman, Sheng Shi, of her like totally fucking capturing men, pinning them down, and just beating the pulp through them, like totally doing like kind of like Amber Heard did to Johnny Depp sort of style, right?
Yeah.
Daddy issues.
Yeah.
Like Leah Thomas does to all the female swimmers.
Because she's just shit on the deck and she'd blame the parrot for it. You know?
She's not dropping a grumpy.
I know that's not parrot shit. My parrot shit is white with blackberries in it, and this smells like a pumpkin spice latte. I know it's yours, Amber. That's disgusting, man.
Shit. So
this one looks like a smiley face shit emoji. I know it's yours, Amber. Everyone's laughing at me. Shout out to Johnny Depp and the victims of female mental abuse everywhere. You bet.
Shout out to Johnny Depp, and I'm so sorry you had to deal with that, man. Could you imagine waking up to a turd right next to you, and the person you're married to says it was the cat, it was the dog, and you have two little Yorkshire Terriers that you realize can't drop a dump that big, Amber. You're the one with the bigger butthole.
Yeah, I know it's not our dog's because he's got a nut allergy, and there's peanuts in this one.
There's clearly corn here. You had corn on the cob.
Yeah. Our dog is on a grain-free diet, and there's corn in this. I know it wasn't.
He just turned over. He was like, Amber, this is Amber's poop. I know it.
So it seems you shat the bed again. Yeah. Yeah.
On purpose.
My God.
Oh, this took a turn for the worst real quick, didn't it?
You guys know
Back to Sheng Shi and shitting on the deck. So she
that's what they give it. It's like the poo-poo platter, but on a boat.
She really, Amber.
The Chinese Navy would try to invade them to take them over, right? But she was personally responsible for sinking about 63 boats with the Red Fleet when she was controlling it. So that the Chinese government actually was forced to create a peace deal with her, which she accepted to move on and stop all the war between them. So she was like a bad bitch.
They're like, can you just move to Korea or
Good
something?
for her. What's that?
Give you so much money if you just go away.
So the Chinese government was like, can you just move to Korea or something? Do something somewhere else where nobody will know.
We'll give you a Scrooge McDuck vault if you get the fuck out of here, dude.
I didn't come across that, but I did know that the Portuguese were the ones responsible for taking gunpowder and firearms to Japan.
Mm.
And that was sort of like,
I've got some.
You got some of that?
Some Japanese, Asian, Japanese stuff as well. But we've got a real quick message here from
They had the
Joey.
little fast boats with the crazy lights all over them.
Yeah.
They had a big spoiler and number 13 on the side.
Here we go. I'm going to hit this. If it works, I don't know which.
Big exhaust
Sorry,
pipe.
Joey. You've hit reply under there, but I can't. It won't let me go up to whichever message that is, and I just can't see numbers and times on the PC. So I'm going to just press this one. Here we go.
My sister-in-law is a Japanese, so I am too. I'm allowed to. We'll make a weird joke. Oh, that's funny. Asian women out on the sea, huh? Oh, you like a dong fu? Yeah, let me show you my standing crane.
Is he at the Pirate Daycare Center? That was all that jingling.
He sounds just like the guy from a couple shows ago. The really upset
from medieval days.
The medieval guy, yeah.
Well, that Lord sounded a little faggier than this pirate. This guy he seems a little bit more salty. We'll just say
you got to give it more of a
you gotta act like you've been
swab the deck, mateys.
Smoking Dutch pipes and drinking wine all your life.
You know what I also have? I came across a website here that you can actually type something in, like a sentence that someone can leave, for example, in the messages, and then I can put that in there, and I can actually see what that would be translated as if a pirate would have said it.
Would it really?
Yeah.
Well, can you do it? Can I give you a sentence?
Give me a moment to get there, and I will.
While you're taking that, I'm going to press another message here from Lisa. Here we go.
Lisa, what's going on, baby?
You know, if I was living back in the golden ages, like you said, with like the pirates, and they like entered the ship and they were going to take us hostage, I'd go with them too. I'd surrender. I'd just let them take me however they want, whichever way they want. I wouldn't want any trouble. I just want more babies.
Thank you, Lisa.
Well, I think they would probably strap Lisa to the front of the boat to scare away the people at the ports when they pull them in. Well, she'd be like a baby cannon, just
like the movie Titanic. She's just at the front,
just there alone. She's there alone with cut back to the scene. There's 5 more kids.
The equivalent of the male sirens, the sirens are like, "Come with us, we love you," but they're actually old sea hags. The same.
Lisa's boat would go out and would come back. It would look like a duck with a bunch of ducklings, like tiny little boats behind it for each one of the kids. Look, Dad, I brought back another load. Lisa wears 2 eye patches, though.
Now that we're talking about mermaids, can I just get this out, man? I've been thinking about this for a long time. I want you guys to tell me what you think about this. If you went for a mermaid, right, and you were like praying for a mermaid and you were out there at sea and you haven't had a woman in a long time, for example, and then a mermaid comes and then she has a beautiful top of a woman, bare-breasted, beautiful hair, whatever color you like, and then a fish bottom, right? I wouldn't be that excited because basically I just got a doll with boobs. I mean, obviously, if she's cool, hey,
too fucking picky, AC. You've been at sea for months.
Months.
But I would have be able to fuck. You wouldn't be able to fuck her. You have to she would have to lay eggs and then you jack off on it and fertilize. So I would prefer to have the fish top and the girl bottom.
Fishes do have buttholes.
No, you got it the wrong way around.
Fishes have buttholes, and plus, I like sushi. I like sushi a lot, so I wouldn't have no problem with it.
You're gonna fuck a fish butthole with a girl top. Mermaids suck.
Nothing wrong with copping a blowy.
AC, just imagine
she's already topless.
A fish's butthole is.
Dude, she's flopping around. She smells like a fish. Imagine she smells like a sock.
That's the beautiful part, AC. If you're just looking at the top half and you shut your eyes, it all smells the same.
Yeah.
Except super slimy and the scales kind of cut you.
Hopefully she doesn't have one of them spiky dorsals, because if you slow dancing, that's going to hurt.
Yeah, right. Or she has like a catfish face with a big old whiskers.
Oh, yeah. Well, at least they have skin instead of scales.
You can noodle her. You can just go there and just noodle her.
I think we lost our audience. They're gone. Look at that.
Yeah, they're gone. Bye. Sorry, guys.
See you guys. See you on the other side.
Yeah.
Dolphins.
Anyway,
did you find the information that you wanted to bring up about what you were looking for?
You talking to me?
You're still looking. I've got a story.
The pirate translator.
Yeah, I got a couple things here, but you know what? The pirate translator looks like a big deal here, so I'm going to post that for people to do. But
you can do
better
that.
yet, it's more of a thing where I think it would take longer, but I'm going to post that so you guys can actually see it for yourselves. But do you guys know like ahoy? Right, those are like big terms like ahoy, avast, right?
Land ho. That's a whore that lives on the shore.
Avast. A command meaning stop or desist, like a stop. I didn't know that was stop. Avast. I thought it was go ahead.
Right.
Well, that doesn't mean stop.
Avast.
Avast. I don't know. But ahoy isn't it as like a hello, right?
Ahoy is actually like, hey, it's like an interjection so you can actually attract attention to something or yourself. Like ahoy.
Because in Czech, Czechoslovakian language, ahoy means ahoy jak se máš is like hello, how are you?
Ahoy.
Ahoy jak se máš. Maybe they were like Czechs. They were Czech pirates. Ahoy.
Those British guys, they say like oi all the time, like oi, like hey.
I wonder if that all just had a
probably from it,
right?
It's probably some. I mean, you got to remember there was Spanish and French too, so they had to have like a language that just. Like when you give a direction to a horse, you don't say like, "Hey, horse, turn left."
Hey, horse, turn. I wonder if Ixel's here because actually there was a lot of French buccaneers, right? The buccaneers are actually the French guys. So yeah, they were badass.
Oh right,
they were good gunfighters, man. Buccaneers were known for gunfighting.
Yep.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of that gun. Did you see that one that they had? It was like a one-shot gun.
Blunderbuss.
That's
where they pack it down. This
fuck with me.
Then they would hit you with it or throw it at you.
Right.
It's like
It's like an elephant gun.
fucking
Exactly.
disposable
What about batten down the hatches? Batten down the hatches. What does that mean?
That means pull your britches up.
Close. Cover the topside hatches to the lower decks with canvas covers during the storm to prevent water from getting below decks. It can also just mean beware, get ready for something bad. So you can be like, it's literally stop water from getting into the underneath of the boat, or fucking tighten up, motherfuckers. It's just going to go down.
We're having a boarding party. Batten down the hatches, baby.
We're not having a boarding school party.
Yeah, no, that's different. That's
different.
That's safe search off.
Bleeding the monkey. What does bleeding the monkey mean?
After we spank it.
Does that mean taking a shit over the side of the boat? I have no idea. What the hell is bleeding the monkey?
Stealing rum from the ship's supply of rum or grog, right? There was also rum and there was grog, the shit that the people actually made, kind of like, I don't know, deep sea toilet wine, right? Where they made their own shit. Yeah, and they actually put sugar in the grog and they put lemon in the grog. Why? Because of scurvy. So they figured out their long time lack of vitamin C deficiency obviously leads to scurvy, that disgusting disease that you get when you don't drink any type of vitamin C. And then that's
how you get it.
Yeah, that happens.
Yeah, lack of vitamin C. Yeah, they'd get they'd get pale. Their gums would swell. They get hives on their skin, and they get hunchbacked. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit, that's an ugly son of a bitch.
Yeah, and they lose their teeth and hair as well.
That's just from vitamin C. Holy shit.
Lack of vitamin C. Been out for months and months, no vitamin C. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess there's nothing out there because that all comes from plants, right? I don't think vitamin C is in fish and whatnot.
Well, see, they with their food diet, they'd end up pickling a lot of vegetables, which loses its nutrients because it was pickled. So they'd still eat it thinking they're eating the vegetables and stuff, but they'd get sick because they wouldn't have any. Yeah, there's no nutrients in it whatsoever.
You imagine what they smelled like after a week? Holy hell!
Yeah, I've got all that shit down here. Yeah,
but then again, remember when we talked about medieval people and they were so disgusting and they had to go inside the shit castle where they all ate and slept and with the shit and all. This, at least you can go outside whenever you go out to work or wherever like you just jump in the sea and like cleanse yourself. It seems like a natural way, even if you're a bum, bound to like cityscapes, right? Where like you have to like find a pipe, a physical like water pipe. It's such a mission, right? Staying outside of Walmart. Like,
I don't know if I agree with you on that. There's a couple things. Is that
they would piss and shit over the side though, right? They didn't have like
at the front. So they'd have this like hatch at the front, right at the bow of the boat, where they do their turds straight down there. It would obviously hit the sides and stuff, but it would catch on the front of the boat. So the lower decks with the weather and when they had to coop things up, all the smell would be putrid coming through the front of the boat, and they'd get sick.
Why would you do it out the front? I mean, do it out the back, guys.
Exactly. But
or at least off the
smart,
side,
right?
so you're going past. Now they're like, no, I want to run over that shit.
Or you just hurl your turds over the side, like, or you do like a running diarrhea shit. I don't know, but they were pissing off the side of the boat, but it was hitting the side, right? But yeah, they were narding down a hole.
I would swing off a rope out over the ocean and do it.
No, just like shit as you
spray me, matey.
Like Tarzan, just shit from
the crow's nest.
You would be that guy, wouldn't you?
Mm-hmm.
I'd be there trying to play cards.
Would you
being frustrated because it's windy, and then all of a sudden I get wet?
I'd pee directly down.
Damn AC!
Take that, you fucking landlubbers!
Do you think where that little square hole where they shit at the front of the bow, that like the Asians one would still do the Asian squat over it? Before they'd sit on it like a chair, do you think they do that? They go, so they're just pushing that shit out,
I would like to hear an Asian pirate.
I think the Asian guy, he'd be squatting with his
I'm going to get into that
and smoking
with my Japanese thing, but I want to get onto, I want you to finish what you're saying there about the foods, because it's interesting, because I did get that research as well about the foods and the smell that you're talking about. They would just never really consider hygiene when they're out, because they're copying the elements of the weather constantly. But when a pirate got just way too smelly, they'd actually hook him up on a dipping rope off the side of the boat. They'd say they're going to cool him off. He needs to be cooled off. Where they'd get him to wash himself down because he was just too fucking stinky.
Imagine being too stinky for 100 degenerates that don't take showers
with rotten fucking teeth.
100 drunk guys with scurvy.
That motherfucker stinks.
Just make the stinky guy stand at the back of the boat so the wind.
Tell no tales. Remember that one? Dead men tell no tales.
But stinky guys do. Wash him. Yeah,
that's a pirate saying. That's actually a big time pirate saying. You guys have heard that before, right?
Yeah. What about dead man tell no tales? Well, it's
same thing. Like
self-explanatory. Like if you're dead,
no
you
face,
can't
no
talk.
case, right? Yeah, instead like today's,
exactly.
like if nobody sees the shit, fucking evidence gone. No face, no case. So hey, we live the same lives in different times. That's for sure.
Pretty much. We're still pirates. We're all stealing shit. Yeah. Hearts, innocence. We're doing it all.
How about blow the man down? Like it's Popeyes, right?
That's how Rocky got us the #1 trending show. But
blow the man down.
Blow the man down.
You guys have got to take care of a couple of messages here.
Yeah, go for it.
We've got Juanito, we've got Worm, and we've got Joey and Lawrence and something, but I don't think it's playable. But here we go. We've got Juanito. If it works, here we go.
The next time someone does some fuck up and they say that they shit the bed, they can just say, "I just pulled the Amber Heard" instead.
Yeah. Forget what you heard.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And we've got Worm, which he says play the 12-second one, but I can't see which one's the 12 seconds. I'm sorry, bro. You might have to resend it, but I've got your latest message here, so here we go.
Yeah, but you know what, AC? You're forgetting that those fish bottom women, as fishy as their vaginas may be, have immaculate breasts.
Immaculate.
But that's it. I mean, you've married a fish bottom.
It's Fish Bottom Girls. That's that Queen song, isn't it?
Fish bottom girls, you make them rockin' seas go around.
I think that's it. Yeah, something like that. But
and we've got one more from Joey here.
Elvis, my friend, you understand this. We used to have, when we were bored, nothing to do out there in the sea, and we would have power dump contests from the bow, maybe over to the poles that hold the sails up there. We'd have power dumps.
Yeah, that's a high seas power dump. That's big time.
Second in the international power dump competition.
For anybody who doesn't know what power dump is, it's when you in a public stall and you straddle the stall
shit at high speed.
No, you straddle the stall dividers and you shit down in the toilet from way up in the air. It's a power dump.
From that far up, the top of the divider, like that.
Yeah, you straddle the dividers in the bathroom stall and you try to get it in the toilet. But he's talking about a high seas power dump.
I thought you pushed with full force, with all your power. Dirty lie, as they say in Thai, dirty lie, all your power.
I thought you needed to rent a pressure cleaner and to make this happen. I thought I was already on the way to Home Depot. Hey, do you guys want to know about Bartholomew Roberts? You know who that is?
Yeah, tell us about old Bart.
Do you know about Black Bart?
No. He was a white guy though.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, he was. Yeah, which is funny because they called him Black Bart, right?
Cultural appropriate much, Black Bart.
Right. I know. Taking my.
It's like we call redhead rangers over here Bluey.
What?
That's
just something like that.
That just went right over my head. I don't know.
See, redheaded people we call Blueys.
We call redhead people Bluey over here.
Get out of here.
We also call them rangers because rangers sounds much more funny.
One that's like an orangutan. Is that what?
Yeah, like orangutan rangers. Yeah.
That can't
It's true. Any Aussies? No, I don't think we've got any Aussies listening. But if you do, we call redheads rangers here.
And you call
if you're a ranger, put your hand up. Fanta pants, bitch. That's right. No,
I just learned what Mackers was, and now I have to deal with rangers.
Well, look up budgie smugglers too. You're gonna like that.
Budgie smugglers, and I'm on the blob.
We should do Aussie slang as one episode in the future too. We should.
Yeah,
we're going to do Australia, the Great Barrier Reef.
Yeah, we'll go to Macca's in our budgie smugglers, and
knock out any rangers.
Yeah, knock out any rangers we see.
Some Vegemite crackers.
Well, we're listening to Akadaka in the Ute on the way.
Oh my God.
All right, back to the pirates, bitch.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Well, Bartholomew Roberts, right? So big Black Bart. He was tall, he was handsome, he was flamboyantly dressed. He was an 18th century pirate from Wales. So he was from Great Britain.
Another Welshman, man. Another
Welshman.
Jones of the high seas.
I think these fucking guys are crazy, man. They like gravitate towards shit, right? So he initially worked on
they live in Wales. They're trying to get the hell out of here.
Yeah, he was a merchant ship guy, right? So he became a pirate, and then he was soon elected captain because he was so adept at kind of commanding the attention of men.
He slept his way to the top, is what you're saying.
In that way, right? So according to the Royal Museum of Greenwich, London, he was just the bee's knees. Like, he ascended really fast, right? Yeah, so he took upwards of 400 ships during his life. So he actually, meaning he boarded them and took them in that way. He ravaged, right? He ravaged them, right, Joey? Ravaged.
400 ships, huh?
400 ships. That's a lot. I mean,
that's a lot. That's a lot of ships.
Yeah. You're not doing, there's no sonar. You're not finding them, in some blip like, here, let's head due east. No, fuck that. You gotta see them.
Like, I haven't even got that many followers on my fucking Facebook page, and he's taking ships.
Yeah, I don't even have 400 on my Instagram. New non-hacked Instagram. Anyway, so 400 ships, including the Caribbean, a lot of Caribbean ships, and off the coast of Africa. Right, he took slave ships, and then he demanded gold from their captains in exchange for their safe return for the slaves. Right, that was obviously a hot commodity at that point. So they were making that trip, and they knew they did. So they would, grab those people hostage. Poor people, like now they're like in the hands of a third person that has their life in their hands. Horrible, right? When
at least he was tall, flamboyant, handsome, and
right. And he was like, "Don't worry, slaves. Everything will be fine. I've taken so many of these ships.
You guys are fine. We're having a boarding party. We're gonna kill all of you. It's gonna be great. You guys are gonna love it."
Bri, do you want the chevre? Do you want the chevre? So Black Bart's crimes came to an end in 1722 when he was killed by the British Royal Navy off the coast of Gabon in West and Central Africa, while his crew members were too drunk to defend the ship. So basically, it was a setup. They fucking got him really drunk off the coast of Gabon in West Africa, and according to the Royal Museum of Greenwich, which holds all of these records back in the UK, a total of 52 members of his crew were then hanged in the largest pirate trial ever held. So imagine a military tribunal. That was a very hard word to say. Military tribunal of sorts.
He was like, all my men are hung. Oh my goodness.
I'm going to get me some hung too. Hung me up.
That motherfucker's hung. Yeah. Damn, you should see him.
Hey, we're all going to get hung,
Mr. Bombastic hung.
The Chinese pirate, Hung Wang. Wasn't that his name?
That was, once again, low-hanging fruit.
That was easy. That was...
The schnozberries takes, like schnozberries.
All right, so that was Black Bart now. What about Blackbeard?
Oh, Blackbeard. Now, Blackbeard is definitely a guy.
He was a badass dude, but only for 2 years. That's what I heard. He was only
just
2 years.
2 years, yeah.
Oh. Yeah, you guys want to talk about Blackbeard?
You have to be a bad motherfucker when you make your name in just 2 years.
Yeah, and then they hung him, but he's still like a well-known pirate. Blackbeard.
They're still scared of him.
Yeah. Everybody knows Blackbeard and his cousin Blue Balls. Those guys were two really famous pirates.
Yep. Old Bluey. He's a ranger.
He was a redhead, actually. Yeah.
He's a ranger. Oh my God. I can't believe this. I'm engaging. Yeah, so.
Sorry, everybody.
You're talking about Edward Thatch, right? The Blackbeard, Edward Thatch?
Yes, sir. Thatch,
The privateer?
Yeah. He had a couple different nicknames for a while. They called him, what did they call him? Damn it. I had all this stuff written down.
Thatch.
Yeah, Thatch. They called him Thatch. They called him
Thatchy.
Yeah.
And even Theach for some reason.
Yeah, Theach. That's what they called him. Theach a lot of, but then he was just widely known as Blackbeard because I assume he looked like you, AC.
Yeah. Well, they would start calling me. They have to hyphenate my name to like Black
Salt and Pepper Beard.
Yeah.
Gandalf.
Aging beard.
not as virile of a pirate
Gondy.
Yeah, call him stress beard. Stress beard.
Low T beard.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Remove it from the captaincy.
Soy boy chin whiskers.
Soy boy. Just have 4 left. Imagine. Never have to again. Is that 4 little whiskers after such a whiskers career?
Jesus Christ! I must be low on oxygen. Sorry. Getting a little loopy here, man. It's been a while. It's the catheter. I think I pushed it in too far this week.
So I'm going to go into Blackbeard since you asked, right? So according to Charles Johnson and his general history of the most famous pirates of 1724, Blackbeard was most likely an English privateer, like we talked about right now. And during the War of the Spanish Succession, also known as Queen Anne's War, and he arrived in the Caribbean about the 18th century, but there was no reliable evidence for this. So it's kind of almost like a hearsay kind of he's almost mythical, right?
Well, he was the guy that was sailing out of the Carolinas. And
right.
he was like, I think wasn't he a sanctioned privateer? And then he just turned and started robbing British ships too as they come in.
That is correct.
British merchant ships.
Yeah.
He was a badass dude. He's like, I'm going to rob my boss.
Exactly. He actually got together with Benjamin Hornigold, and that guy was actually his like mentor, right?
Yeah.
And
like a guy that was educated in war and stuff. They knew where all the ships were going to be, man. Those dudes were badass.
Exactly. Again, with no radar, with no sonar, just like guessing. One wrong guess and you're off thousands of miles. You could kill a whole crew.
What was that tool they had? It was like a T something they called it. They would use it to look at when the sun was setting, when the sun was rising. It had a slider thing on it. They could tell how far they needed to go in certain directions and stuff. Plus, they did all the nautical star maps and stuff. These guys were pretty smart. They were badass dudes, but they were smart.
They sure were. Yeah. I mean, definitely in different ways, right? And they were smart. They were
crafty.
A lot of ingenuity, right? Because a lot of necessity was born of this. Especially like you said, like people were getting scurvy, so they were like, you know what? Let's put some sugar to keep it, lasting longer, and also lemon. And this could be like a fun drink that keeps us alive too.
Well, they would learn. They would learn a lot by the places they go. They would talk to the people that live there and find out. Oh, just eat these fucking lemons, and you won't look like that guy with the big gums over there.
Exactly. Yeah, dude. See how gummy? You don't want to be like gummy. Have the.
Like, I have a hunch this guy with the big gums doesn't eat very many lemons.
Gummy. Oh,
Little Bumpy, come over here. Give him a lemon drink, will you?
And imagine how much syphilis.
He's like, right.
Delicious. On top of it, imagine how syphilitic and like disease riddled and STDs all these people had, right? Because what do we say? What's a term we use for endearment for a prostitute?
Horse.
Old pirate.
Degenerate.
Right?
TT.
Pirate hooker, or we use Katie Dovelet.
Yeah.
Queen Dovelet. Right. It's a synonym for old pirate hooker.
This is a friend of ours, by the way, Katie Dovelet. Yeah, we call her Dirty Pirate Hooker.
Yeah. We do a show. We do a hip hop show, by the way. It's called the Hip Hop Tour.
Yeah.
Episode 2 coming up.
That's your co-host.
It's called
which is my real life friend too, by the way.
She's also a dirty pirate hooker. It's just the reality of the situation.
Yes. She wears an eye patch, but she switches it every now and then.
She has 2 eyes, which is crazy. She does
That's the one thing about the eye patch. You know why they wear the eye patch?
Why?
Really, you didn't come across that. I knew this.
No, I didn't even bother looking. That's a good question.
Maybe I'm setting you up.
Well, they would wear an eye patch because when you're out on the sea, you're out in the sunlight and it's really bright, right? But if you had to run below deck, if you were trying to get attacked or something like that, you could switch the eye patch to the eye that was dilated to the one that could see in the dark now. So you could run through the bottom of your boat and your eye didn't have to adjust from the sunlight to the darkness.
Wow.
So that's why they had it. Yeah, the eye patch wasn't for because he lost his eye. It was so I could switch to this one and see under the boat when I go in the dark. That's why they
Damn, that's a fucking smart idea. I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
I have both me eyes. They work fine. What I use them for is to move them over and just cover one.
Well, look for the new Apple eye patch is coming out soon. I think Fireside's going to be available on it.
We just have sunglasses these days to take care of the same issue, right? But but we do have a couple of messages from Joey.
What if they fall off the side of the boat like they do when you're on a cruise? You're like, damn it! I got those in Barbados. They were fake Ray-Bans. They were said Ray-Bans.
We do take Apple Pay.
I have to wait till I go to Port-au-Prince and steal some more. Damn.
Cash App.
Yeah.
I love those glasses. Okay, we got Joey.
Hi, Barty. I've heard many things.
It's like my dad.
Oh my gosh, you guys call them slaves, but we came ashore to this nation where I just see young, fit and just slightly muscular men with caramel colored skin and cloths, and I'm just going nuts over it.
And a follow up,
just come to a place, this tropical island, with these young, fit, muscular guys in cloths with caramel colored skin. And you're like, found my place where I want to retire.
And we have one from Lauren real quick.
Did you know that the way that hooks and the wooden peg legs came around, they were real, but they were basically like a compensation for losing a limb. They were like, hey, you lost your arm, so like here's a hook. Don't feel so bad. Or like, hey, you lost your leg, so here's a peg. Hobble around on that bitch.
Right.
Yeah, I did see a quick little tutorial on a pirate surgeon, like how they would have done the surgeries back then. That was brutal, man. They had these long ass swords. Like if you got your leg shot by a cannon or whatever, and they had to cut it off because you'd have gangrene within like a week.
I call bullshit. A pirate surgeon is basically a bartender with a knife.
Well, but he knew how to stop the bleeding, and he knew to put a lemon in it so he didn't get scurvy. So
he's going to put a lemon in there.
On,
yeah, he's making a michelada. He's putting a lemon in there. He's fucking
shove a lemon up his ass. I'm going to cut his leg off.
Here's some fucking whiskey for the pain, a tourniquet. He's a fucking bartender.
Actually, you know what? They'd give the guys. They would they'd bite down on a leather strap. They'd give them some booze or whatnot. But afterwards, for the pain, they'd be laying up in the thing smoking opium.
Yeah, that's what my mom.
Painkillers, man.
My mom, when she gave birth to me, she says that it's very famous. She looked over as soon as I popped out, and she looked at the doctor and said, "Whiskey, please." That's all she said. Famous.
And give me some heroin too, please.
Whiskey. Opium.
Look at the size of that kid's head. I'm not going to walk right for a month.
Is that my son? I need copium.
Is that a pumpkin or is that my kid?
Actually, don't. I'm going to tell you guys this. No one knows this. When I came out, I had the umbilical cord wrapped around my neck.
Quietly, we'll keep it secret.
Yeah, we won't tell anybody.
Don't tell anyone. No one here outside of this, our audience,
our circle,
simulcasting, and then
no, don't go there. This is my no square. Like this is where we can talk.
This is it right
the here. Millions heard around the world.
You're safe here.
I had to be a C-section. Hi, Mom. I love you. Thank you for that.
Because your head was too big.
You still have. It was wrapped around my neck and around my face. So when I was pulled out of my mother, when I tore her loins in twain. They unwrapped me, and I had like a big old, I had a cone head, like it's conical.
Surprised they didn't call him Billy for short. Umbilical cord,
crazy.
Yeah.
I looked like a goddamn alien.
You were like a mummy with a cone head.
Yeah, right. With a lot of lines, like wrinkled lines. I was very upset.
You looked like Lady Gaga at the Grammys.
I look like Beldar.
Well, just for the record, my son had the umbilical cord around his neck too. My wife had to have a C-section, but by the time that happened, he'd untangled himself.
Well, I choked my twin brother out in the womb with it.
To the day.
I love him already. He must be intelligent, strong-willed, creative, just everything, right? Good-looking.
My mom's
he's intelligent and he's an asshole.
It was like a UFC octagon. I choked my brother out with that umbilical cord.
I couldn't wait to get the fuck out of there. I was like, I cannot breathe in here. I gotta go.
All right, we're gonna go back to the pirates.
Let's go back to pirates.
And I have the Asian. Did you hear about the monks versus pirates in 1553 fight that happened?
I'm betting on the pirates, but I bet the monks kicked some butt, right?
I don't know. I'm going for the monks.
Did they do tiger style?
So you haven't heard the story then?
No, please. I already. You want to go over under here? Who wins, Elvis?
I'm thinking. I'm going 2-1 pirates.
Oh, I'm going for monks. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay. So the ending's kind of funny. So it's not funny as in it's kind of weird, but let's see the battles along the way. They fought 4 times. Okay, so 1953, a group of monks were called from their quiet place of meditation to help defend China from a group of Japanese pirates that were invading.
1953.
Sorry, 1553. 1553. I think I might have said that. Yeah, no,
driving Buicks and shit.
Bunch of greasers getting off of the Black Pearl with a cigarette.
The monks they got shaved heads and Lucky Strike rolled up in their monk robes.
Oh no, there's no CDs then. They put their records on.
Get the Jets. Whatever they are.
We'll take care of them. So 1553. So the monks were known for their peaceful nature and their deadly kung fu skills. In the spring of 1553. They battled with the monks, and the monks won in the first battle, but there wasn't too much information about the first recorded fight that they had. But I bet the Japanese pirates that lost, instead of going like, "Arr," they were like, "Oh," like they have a very different sound.
You dishonor my family.
Phonetically.
You monk's coward.
Your monk is weak.
Disgusting. Why do they sound like Beavis and Butthead?
Because that's the Japanese, man. Like they're like the most polite race on earth. You know, they walk in your house, and so clean off their floor.
They call you assholes all the time, though. Asshole. Like, fuck you too, buddy.
Arigato gozaimasu.
You fish-eating son of a bitch. No, I love Japanese people. They're great.
I do too. I very much love Japanese people. Actually,
except for those evil ones in World War II that were cutting people's heads off. I didn't like those guys. After that, they were pretty good. Yeah, they're pretty good after that.
Yeah, we did a thing
before that. Then after that, but in the second battle, so they had a second battle with about 125 fighters from the pirates and the monks, and in the end, 4 monks became casualties. 4 monks were dead, but on the Japanese side, every single pirate was killed by the monks on the second fight that they had. Yeah,
they must have been doing that dim mock shit.
Yeah, which we're gonna fucking talk about.
No mercy. Yeah, you coward. And then they fucking copped it.
Japanese pirate coward. What are they saying?
They had these little drums that they do this. It would go clunk, 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 clunk. Anyway, so.
Oh man, we got to do
the third and fourth battle.
Too. I love that movie. Sorry.
I love it too. The third and fourth battle with the monks also won the third battle, but with the pirates winning the fourth because the monks ended up giving up and walking away. They're like, nah, fuck this, we're not fighting anymore. I think all this violence come to a halt because they were just like, we're just killing you guys and you keep coming forward, and they just didn't want to fight anymore, and they went back to their sanctuary and just went back to praying.
Not even having fun anymore, guys.
It's like being an adult playing dodgeball with the kindergartners. It's just eventually. I mean, how many times are you going to knock them some bitches over with the ball before it's like, all right, I'm tired, I'm just bored, I'm going to go home and play video games.
I'm going to go home now. We're
going to go home and not kill stuff because we're monks.
That's right.
What does that say about you as Japanese, man? They're like, they don't even step on ants, but they're like, you know what? Fuck these Japs. Let's kill them all.
We're going to pray on this. We
took a vow of silence, and we don't kill things except for plants when we eat them, but you guys are worse than that. Yeah. You scurvy dog bastards.
I just keep replaying in my mind this party Pirates of the Caribbean ship comes out with a big long plank and has like a red carpet and fucking Blackbeard's coming down fucking, hey, you motherfuckers, you guys ready to fucking do shit?
He's dressed like a
flame
Technicolor dream coat. He's dressed like Ozzy in 1975. He's got the tassels and shit. He's wearing a chicken suit like Elton John.
I can't unread that. I can't unread the flamboyant and rather effeminate.
Just imagine Freddie Mercury at the Live Aid concert with that thing coming out on the front of the.
We got a couple of messages.
Just with an eye patch.
Let's take these real quick. We got one from Worm and one from Juanito.
Yeah, you see, I wanted to let you know that I also was born with the cone head. Yeah. So, I don't know. I don't think I was trying to commit suicide in the womb the way you were, but, you know, a little cone head-ish. Maybe I should...
Hello, brother.
One from
AC heard that you go.
Well, I guess you guys didn't get my message about the mermaid, and how this feels so old. I don't know why I'm bringing it up.
No, I want this.
But fuck it, I'm still going to talk about it. If you get top half mermaid that's really beautiful, I mean, you could still titty fuck her and get a BJ. So, I don't know. It would be too weird having a bottom half with the top half fish. Didn't Family Guy make a joke about this?
It was Futurama. It's one of my favorite shows of all time.
I'm just saying, like, you ever try to kiss a fish? I mean, they have lips, but they're not soft. You know, I'm just saying, I'd go top half, man.
But what about if you take out your penis and you're ready to make love to the bottom half of a beautiful top fish, and then you cut your penis on a scale? Have you ever scaled fish?
Yeah, but fish bellies are usually soft. But I mean, imagine the teeth, though. They're like, you're getting a BJ. You gotta.
It's not a piranha top. It's like a
how do you know?
Angelfish.
I want the one with the light on his head, so we never get lost.
Anglerfish?
Yeah.
Yeah, anglerfish.
Or that one that has the tongue that looks like a worm and tricks the other fish when it comes in.
Come on, fuck me.
Just get that worm tongue, lady.
I
mean, fish do love goblin worms, though.
We've sexualized half the ocean.
Now, see, now. All right, so just imagine this: like you're sitting in the swimming pool with her. She's got to do a headstand the whole time because she's going to die if she doesn't.
Every once in a while, she has to go down until
So you'd be sitting in the hot tub, like, talking to a pair of legs sticking up in the air. That's no good.
Well, what's attached to her legs? That's some fun. You know what I mean?
I mean, I mean, it's okay looking at them, but I don't want to talk to one.
And like, she's like, all right, well, I've had enough. Now I need some air. And it's like that big fucking slimy fish with a big ass mouth comes up. He's like, I'm back. Said,
now, what if she had a twin? What if she had a twin sister and they were like flip flops? And you could just date both of them. And you have all of them.
There we go. Now we're talking.
There you go. So,
speaking of sexuality, when it comes to the ocean,
it's none of your business. Oh,
did you guys get much on the Jolly Roger? Not the boner, but the actual like the skull cross orange flag.
Yeah, that's the black flag I brought up. That's the no quarter flag. That means when you're taking prisoners on, you're not going to give them back for any money. You're going to kill them, some bitches. Right.
Yeah, it was something like that. So what they would do with the ships is they would obviously they wouldn't fly. They wouldn't sail in with this flag up, so everyone knew that they were pirates. They put the country's flag up that they were invading, if it was in the UK or in Britain or whatever, and they'd get into close waters till they were in firing range of a ship, and then they'd swap it over to the Jolly Roger, and that was like a warning flag. That was to say, like, we're here. They'd shoot off a warning shot, and it's either like time to surrender now, and let's make a deal. Like, we'll take your shit, we'll take your men, whatever. Or if they didn't want to surrender, then they'd drop the Jolly Roger flag and they'd raise a red flag, which means like no mercy. We're gonna fucking bomb you now. Take you motherfuckers. Rape, pillage, rape again.
Well, you know, it's funny you said they'd run the country flag up. That was only the sanctioned privateers. The pirates would run another country's flag up to trick them. That's where the first false flag attacks would come from. They would run it up like, oh yeah, we're from Belgium, but they wouldn't be. They'd be from like, you know, they'd just be high seas pirates. And they'd come in and then they'd say that, oh, these Belgian pirates came and got us. So the other people would be looking.
Joke's on you. We're from Norway.
Yeah. Except for the Asian guys, they could only run, you know, a Japanese or a Chinese flag. Because people are like, hey, wait a minute. You're not from Norway, you son of a bitch.
You said you were Swiss.
Oh, yes, sorry. I'm from Norway.
I never anybody
very much Norway. They come up with like fake blonde wigs on, like, no, we Vikings.
They painted on the
I promise you. Just look, if you're going to be a Japanese pirate, you might be able to get away with telling people you're Portuguese, but just stay, you know, out of.
Just stay hidden.
Just stay 20 feet.
Below deck.
You'll be fine. Yeah. It's hard to tell sometimes. A lot of Portuguese guys are short. Just saying.
So.
I'm Portuguese.
I was wondering.
You're not Portuguese. You're rare.
Never left there. Never. I'm from Portugal. I've never left there. Arigato gozaimasu. Yeah, place of birth, Lisbon, Portugal.
Rocksteady.
That's the one. 14 episodes. The one that got him was the Lisbon pirate joke. Put that in your calendar.
Damn, man.
The one that broke him.
I love this show. Continue.
Gentlemen, I have something I would like to go through a limited amount of time.
Like in Lisbon Pirates.
Liar.
Risbon. It's actually it's going to be Risbon, right? Oh yes, I am from Risbon, Portugal.
All right, so back to Blackbeard.
You guys take a load off.
You know what? We talked about Captain Morgan, but a lot of people don't realize that Captain Morgan rum is actually based on the real guy, Captain Morgan, because he was a super famous rock star pirate back in the day. Just had to add that in there.
He was.
Yeah.
And he was a chronic alcoholic, obviously, as well.
And I saw the picture of him. He does not look as cool as that dude on the bottle. He looks like if that guy had a little annoying brother who had to come along because the parents wouldn't let.
Okay. Wow.
He was a slack-jawed little guy. He had that Habsburg-looking face. He's something wrong with him.
I can't believe you took it there. I can't believe you took it. Took the pirate one. My God. Anyway.
Well, these guys are all dead. I ain't scared of them.
Nah. So we're going to run through, if we have time, since we keep getting messages. I fucking love this. But check this out. I'm going to go through a couple of people who are actually on, so we can actually learn something today. I've learned so much. I've learned so much already. So the different parts of the crew, right? So we have ordinary seamen. Actually, that's what the bottom rung of these people are called, ordinary seamen.
We have infected scurvy semen too. That's gross.
Wait, you're defining ordinary semen from what?
That's the bottom rung. That's like the common crew, right? Everybody who's just like, hey, can I join your ship?
Right. Hey, man, every one of them is special.
There's millions of them. Millions.
It takes one to be a winner, though.
That's right.
Whoever swims the best.
So these are even people who were captured by other pirates. I mean, these are, swabbing the deck type people. Then on top of that, there's a hierarchy to those people, right?
Yeah.
Musicians were on top of normal. If you were a normal person and you knew how to fucking play, I don't know, a lute or a
I was gonna say a lute player. That's not really a musician. That's like some guy drunk strumming on four strings.
Right. Barely a bass, right? So a fiddler, a trumpeter, any part of a crew, anybody who can provide entertainment for free. Right?
Sorry, you got me, man.
So we're having some technical difficulties. Our Rocksteady robot broke down.
Rockbot is out of commission.
Bring Wade back.
It's like when you're in the classroom and you're laughing with your friend and it all calms down and you look at your buddy and you try not to laugh again. It just sparks the fucking whole thing back up again. Yeah. Sorry, AC, man. I did not mean to fucking mess.
No, it happens to me and Elvis constantly.
We'll be laughing in distension later on.
Just like in my head, like head in my hands, like, oh my god, how will I recover from this?
I'm having fun.
He's laughing at me, laugh at him.
Man, I've never had headaches from laughing as much as I have when I'm hanging out with you guys sometimes.
Oh man,
it's like pounding.
If you guys weren't here, I think if the audience wasn't here, which we would hate, we would just shrivel up and die if you guys weren't. But
we'd all get scurvy.
We'd still have the same kind of stupid ass conversation, right?
Yeah, so how many times we talk, the three of us talking, I'm like, well, this should be a show. Somebody hit record.
Finally, we're capturing it online. Yeah, that's right.
Finally, we got some of that scurvy in a bottle that we talk
You have
about.
a good conversation. You're like, stop talking. This has to be a podcast.
Save the words. Save them.
Hold them. Put them in a bottle.
Shh, don't talk. Just save it for the show.
So now, all right. So we were talking about you got average everyday
ordinary semen
that's stuck to the bottom of your boat. Then you got
ordinary semen.
Where's the cabin boy fit in? Because I know he lives with the captain, doesn't he?
Specifically, Chris Elliott.
That's a great movie.
That's a great fucking movie.
These pipes are clean. That's a good one.
So above ordinary semen, if you could also do a musical instrument and actually entertain people, and you had some rhythm, you are all set. I mean, people were destitute. Like there was no Netflix, right? So that I'll join you later, Trinity. Thanks for the invite.
You'd be getting black pearl necklaces all night.
But if you did that, you had some value, right? Especially to the captain. So the next person up, the next most valuable person in the hierarchy, the cook, right?
He should be number one, baby.
Right? Usually they ate from other captured ships, right? So that was a lot of their sustenance came from that. But if you were
the top guy was somebody else's cook.
Exactly. It's strategery here. So it was often a mariner who had like lost a limb in action, who wasn't like that and dexterous anymore. Wasn't able to like actually give 100%, but still knew his way around the kitchen, how to feed people. That was the cook. that was the guy. So it was usually a fucking peg leg guy or a guy without a. So he was slow. He was a slow baker.
Rocksteady, man, you're going to have to make a stay after class.
Holy shit!
You just pushed me over the line like never before. Oh shit! Sorry, man. I mean, you're bringing some great facts to the table. I'm listening, but I can't just keep straight faced.
Bring it.
I'm not even drunk tonight. Well, great.
Tune in next week, or we're just going to laugh for 45 minutes straight.
So, just play a laugh track over and over again.
Yeah, just play that.
Yeah. I don't know. Then you got the gunner, people who can do a little bit better than cook shit. Gunner, sailmaker. You got the cooper. Cooper is somebody who assembled the barrels and things like that, where obviously barrels were like the main thing you kept everything in. Food,
yeah,
liquor, gunpowder.
He was sort of like a blacksmith and a carpenter at the same time.
Literally, the next thing up is a carpenter. So yes, exactly. But look, the woodworker knows exactly who's next.
Yeah.
And then you got officers because, yeah, dude, you know, it is a lawless kind of a anything goes kind of situation, but still, people crave structure, right?
Well, you gotta have it, or everybody be punching each other and stabbing each other and having sex with each other. You can't do that.
Within the piracy you're talking about, there was those officers.
They had to, yeah. They had
there had to be,
right?
And guess what happened? I think the captain used to act as like sort of the judge. They'd be like, "Hey, this guy stole my thing, and this guy, you know, did something." And then if he got convicted, they'd have the gauntlet. Did you come across that?
What the fuck is the gauntlet?
Really, you didn't come across the gauntlet? The gauntlet was when they took. Now, if they'd had like 100 pirates on a boat, right? They take the guy who was guilty of something, and they take like 49 and 50 of them and split them up on the side of the boat, like underneath. They line the you know, like line the edge of it, like the walkway in the middle, and the guy would have to run through, and they'd all club him with shit while he ran through. They'd beat the hell out of him on the way.
Oh, like how I joined that gang when I was 13.
Yeah, when you get thugged in, I got sexed in, but that's my business.
You got sexed? Oh, damn.
Well, it was a fucked up situation.
Welcome to our gang. You have to, in order to join, you have to have sex with all of our women. Snoo.
Well, yeah, we'll go with that.
It's much better than what I was going to do.
I wish I would have known about that gang.
We're making our way up
more in the ranks.
We are. The next person up is a boatswain. You ever heard of a boatswain?
Well, I bet Joey Butts knows all about that guy.
It's actually.
Did you say butt slayer?
Boatswain, right? Like a boatswain, like a boatswain. I guess it got shortened over time. Supervise all those tasks requiring seamanship.
Man, there's so many
homoerotic
terms on a boat.
Yeah. He's in charge of the ship's stores. He's also in charge of the ship's rigging and the anchors and where the good condition is to stop and how to dock and things like that. So almost a navigator. The person after that is actually the navigator who he only reports to the captain and the quartermaster. He sets the longitude and latitude, where we're actually going, what the shortest route is, depending on how much food and stores we have and fresh water. So really important person, because without that person, you're going to be drifting at sea without a fucking thing. And then we have the captain, Rocksteady.
Yeah.
Right. Well, did you ever come across what a matelotage is? Matelotage.
It sounds like a French life partner.
It was, yes, exactly that. That's exactly sort of what it was. So, as far as historians can tell, a matelotage began around the early 1600s. The word derives from the French. The word derives from the French matelot, which is Malay, I guess, which a sailor or seaman, matey, likely also derives from matelot as well. So, I'm just going to rush through this a little bit.
It's actually French for a long-time roommate.
Well, it kind of became something like that. It was basically, so making it sort of like a cousin word to matelotage, right? So one pirate would agree to another that they could inherit the lion's share of their fortune after leaving part to the dead man's friends or to his wife, according to The Invisible Hook by Pete Leeson. Some historians described it something like an informal will. So during the golden age of piracy, some buccaneers engaged in modelage, a form of civil same-sex union. So basically they started banging each other with this sort of unity. With
maybe they never consummated their letage.
Maybe
they had a letage à trois. Could you get two guys in there?
I'm sure there were some.
Wow.
Sometimes these arrangements were purely for financial gain, but often they were affectionate, romantic, and sexual.
Of course.
You imagine getting a guy who's like real eccentric, and he's like, "I'm going to leave everything for my parrot."
Everything goes up to Crackers up there. He's up in the nest.
You guys get Crackers, and Polly gets all my booty.
So I'm just. So matelotage developed in the environment where crews mates often knew one another more intimately from than their wives and their children that they left behind on the land. So in many cases, it was affectionate and sexual regards of nature and relationship. Pirates took the bonds of very seriously. So English sea rovers in the 17th century Caribbean, Professor Barry Richards writes that Mateloge was an institutionalized linking of buccaneer and another male, most often a youth, in a relationship with clear homosexual characteristics. And it was all by the English as well that sort of invented this. So
yeah, that's from English.
Sweetie,
yes, see.
We're gonna share that fucking booty. So
give us your gold and your strappingest young men.
That's right. I'm here to fucking party. I like to not really have like any sleeves kind of here. It's like a 3/4 sleeve, but kind of frayed. You know, like a frayed ends.
I need something more frilly. Something with a
frilly. Ruffle the shirts. Ruffle them.
Do you have one of those tri-cornered hats? I want one of those three-cornered.
Burge actually gives an account when a privateer commander, George Shevlock, had the ship's cabin boy promoted with astronomical speed to the first mate. The boy was ill-suited for the task, but favoritism born from this relationship where he was allowed for his rapid advancement. Basically, like, you messed up the decks. It's okay. Let the boy through. Yeah, bring him up.
One of the best.
That's like Brad Pitt's rise to fame.
Can't even pour a wine. Yeah, but he sucks a good dick. So we're just going to promote him up to
amazing work ethic. So amazing.
Show him your lats and your delts. See, this is why I hired him. He's great.
Turn around, Arnaldo. Show him your lats.
But yeah, it was that was just a quick rundown on Mateloge. But we do have a message here from Joey Butts. I think we got two, maybe one or two. Let's play that. Here we go.
Play them at the same time.
Something was making its way through the fog towards the shore.
Hey boys, we're looking for someplace to dock tonight.
Are you gonna fucking anchor? Are you gonna fucking anchor or what?
Oh shit!
He's docking on South Beach down in Florida.
Hey, by the way, I think I know this lady. We called her an old pirate hooker, right? Let's see.
Oh my
What
god!
do we get for $10? Everything you want. Everything.
Old fucking pirate hooker.
Bit of Full Metal Jacket coming at you.
Oh my god!
Anything you
want.
Anything?
Well, guys, we got any more pirate facts? Because I'm getting a fucking headache.
Wow.
So I mean, I've got little bits and pieces, but I know we're tailing towards the end with time. So how about yourself, AC?
I mean, yeah, I'm for sure. Yeah, there's all types of stuff we can go into. This has been one of the best shows we've ever done.
Well, it's fun for us.
In my mind.
Clap it up if you're enjoying yourself, everybody.
Yeah.
Go on. Talking about
We lost you there for a minute, but I do have something. Check this out. A little something more, something we can kind of relate to, right? So check this out.
I haven't related to any of this, by the way. That's all.
But you will to this. Look at this. I know you're gonna get right behind this, Daddy. Check this out. So, Home of the Week a couple weeks ago on Yahoo Life was a life-size pirate ship inside of a house that they're selling. It's a $24 million Caribbean estate, and it wants you to channel your inner Jack Sparrow. What does that mean?
Boy, that guy got fucking lost, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. So this home, which is on a cliff, it's gorgeous. It's every family's dream. A compound with 4 sprawling homes, kind of like a compound where, many different homes are connected. So I guess people have different fucking mansions. There's like 8 mansions together.
And a pirate ship.
Yeah, because it's not enough, right? Nothing is ever enough. But there are pirate-like features to entertain the kids, plenty of nearby activities, and several areas to enjoy a rum punch surrounded by family and friends. With both adults and children of all ages occupied, the property becomes more than just a second vacation home, but a special family legacy. How so? The waterfront estate on the lively island of St. Thomas, which we talked about earlier in the U.S. Virgin Islands, currently listed for $24 million, was built exactly for that purpose. Perched above the Caribbean waters of craggy and a craggy coastline, Waterfront Estate consists of 4 villas, like we mentioned, and a main residence, and it has a pirate ship in it. Could you imagine that? So it actually has history. It becomes legacy, a part of your, I guess a part of your family. So could you imagine living somewhere where a piece of
Did you just
go down there?
Did you start working for Trulia or some shit like that? Is that what you're trying to sell a fucking house?
Homies, they just listed now. This person does not want a part of his legacy. He wants to flip it.
That's right. AC works for Remax now. He's selling oceanfront property for pirates. No, I didn't. Why the hell would somebody? People with too much money. You guys got too much money. No one needs to build that ever.
But that's cool. No, I guess they built around it, right? Like they built a mansion or.
It sounds like they built a pirate ship. I don't think it's real. Those ones,
sure?
Yeah, well, they didn't last, man. Those things were made pretty poorly. They used to, if they'd hit the sand on the bottom would cave in and they'd sink. They'd have to repair the damn thing. They weren't made very well, and they didn't have really good technology to waterproof that shit. They just had to use wax and pressed wood.
Spit.
Yeah, I don't think it's a real pirate ship. It sounds like some Disney ride that they made in our backyard and trying to get their money back because the wife was like, "That's a stupid idea. Nobody will buy this house. I'm going to sell it for $24 million. You'll see."
Oh my gosh. Let's find out. It has a little bit more. The original owner was inspired to create a replica of the old Danish fort. The island was conquered by the Danish settlers in the 1600s with 17th century features like working water cannons, a historically accurate pirate ship, bastion, wall. So it's much more than the ship. It's actually like
water
a
cannons.
Danish fort.
So the Danish pirates were squirting people with water guns? That's why they
all brought to you by Nerf. It's all Nerf.
Nerf cannons, and it's simulated rape and pillage. It's not real. Well, it's a gentle keel haul. They just take you under halfway.
Please pause for implied rape and pillaging.
Yeah. Did you guys know what the keel hauling was? Do you know what that is?
So yeah. Oh, look at this. You'd enjoy this. So just lastly, so it's St. Thomas is a volcanic island. So the former owner spared no expense in building the home using local type of stone and even employed local stonemasons and artisans to build it from scratch. So this person
just means
actually went
labor.
ham with local people. Yep. Local people. And this guy built the shit around it. He wanted to pretend he was a Pirate of the Caribbean. So
yeah, he's masturbating to Johnny Depp, guaranteed.
Yeah. To the turd. He's
like, honey, can you poop in the bed so I can be more like Johnny Depp?
Poop in the bed so I can go to my corner and masturbate and cry.
Oh,
I love
man.
this house. I love this house.
Look,
got a message from
I'm done. Let's get those messages.
From Joey Butts here. Here we go.
Oh, I think Hans wants to be swatted with a water cannon again. Hans, where are you?
Man, that's tough.
I don't know if we've got another one here. I know that's been cancelled. No,
The KY cannon. Oh.
My favorite, this is from Uncle Eddie. My favorite pirate quote is "Steady as she blows." There you go.
There you go. Yeah, you better.
I'm sorry. I know there's some people I've missed out a few messages along the way. It's just on the computer screen, it just shows blue bubbles and it doesn't say times or how long they are, and I really can't tell the last from the next. So if I've missed it, I apologize. Oh, we've got 4 on the screen as well here.
Yeah.
This was quite a while ago, half an hour there. Sorry, Joey Butts, was your beard as black as night when you were born? AC and Joey Butts, man, you guys either grow up or move on, since some people cannot seem to handle AC's mentioning of semen. And Joey Butts, man, this pirate shit is hot. Lastly, I want to go back to the Caribbean. Oh man. Well,
how we doing on time, guys?
By the way,
time is right on the nose now. For hitting 2 hours. So I
let's
don't know
give a
if you
shout
got
out
anything
to the
else to add
listeners.
there.
Let's give a shout out to the listeners and playing your last
Shout out to
couple
who's
of
still
messages.
here. That's right. Let's do that. We've got, of course, we've got the Wade Bot. We've got AC, Elvis, and myself in the house. We've got Kelly. Thanks for dropping in. We've got Leslie. Ishel, I've learned that your name is Ishel, not Excel, like I was saying last time, but Ishel. It's like Michelle without the M. We've got Ali. We've got Mr. R, Lolly, Red Rose, Bad Bunny. We've got Betty Boom Boom, Will. Thanks for joining us. Paul Vardo, Freebie, Southern Hubs, Eric. Whoops. We've got David, which is Worm, Joey Butts. We've got R in the house, Uncle Eddie, and Lauren. Thank you for joining us, guys. This has been a great show. It's been fun, as we try to do each week. We do have a message. We do have a couple. Jesus Christ, they just popped up out of nowhere. Let's do them real quick. We've got Worm. Oh, okay, he sent me that. He wants me to play this message. Give me a second. Good way of picking it. Oh, it doesn't show like that on mine for some reason. Hang on a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No. It doesn't show like that, Worm. I don't know why, man. Can you put a little like mark next to it? Mark it, and I'll go back and check that now. But I'll play Juanito's in the meantime. Here we go. He just had a heart attack, ladies and gentlemen. So somebody called ambulance for Juanito.
Rest in peace, Juanito. We'll miss it.
Quickest stat line of all time. Yeah. Went from breathing to
we'll play that again to be sure he's actually off the perch. Okay, yeah. So he's dead now.
He's definitely dead.
Here we go. 100%. We've got here's a message from Worm.
Next week we'll do a tribute show to
that sword you're thinking of. It's called a cutlass.
A cutlass.
Yep.
Cutlass. Yeah.
A 1989.
He's right.
Just like
Cutlass Supreme.
My favorite lowriders.
That's the best donk.
I'm Mexican. Leave me alone.
There you go.
That's right. You're allowed to.
Sorry I didn't play that earlier, Worm. It's just really confusing. And wanted to send a second message, probably to let us know he's still alive.
Let's see. Maybe.
Hey, I know this is another delayed response, but didn't Elvis say something about Puerto Ricans, pirates with a New York accent? Wouldn't that just be the Latin Kings on a boat?
I think so, yeah. That's a Latin cruise. It's a Latin Kings group cruise. They got a discount too. It's pretty good.
Mira que no me quiero montar en ese barco, chama.
Yeah. We got any more sangria? What the hell's wrong with you people? Let's say,
Porque no tuviera, es que no me quiero montar en ese barco para que tú sepas.
I don't know if Daz Campbell ever showed up. I can't see the camera,
he didn't show up. We've got another one from Joey before we do plug that for a second.
Right,
I don't know if Joey sent one or two here now. Let me play the second last one just to check.
You know, you come place this tropical island, you know, with these young, fit, muscular guys in cloths with caramel-colored skin. And you're like, found my place where I want to retire.
That's an old one.
I'm not sure we played that before, but we'll play the next one.
It's either one had he had a heart attack or he was beating off. I don't know which one.
Both.
Usually one follows the other. If he survives, he gets so excited that he just has to take care of business, and sometimes he takes care of business, and he's so good at it, it gives him a heart attack.
It can be done. You know, just for the record, I've managed to beat off during my heart attack and survive. So it is possible.
Yeah. We live streamed it
twice. So
that's what we want.
So all right, we're at the end of our show, guys. That was good. That was fun. I love it. Just that we're so casual when we go through shit and we talk about pies. We talk about bitches.
If I may,
talk about everything.
If I may, a lot of shit happened, and then Somali pirates, and the end. Yeah.
And a Tom Hanks movie, and we're done.
Tom Hanks movie. Who you are? I'm the captain now. You are not the captain anymore.
Yeah. Here's my gun. Look at me, Johnny Depp. I shit in your bed. All right. Pirates over.
I am Amber Heard.
Well, we're going to give a shout out to Daz Cowbell for the subject of next week's show, which is going to be the whole show is going down the toilet for sure, because that's what we're going to be talking about: toilets, indoor plumbing, things like that.
So, to be clear, King,
the shit show. It's going to be our crappiest show yet.
You're saying that next week's show is about what? And Daz Cowbell is the one that told us about it?
Daz Cowbell suggested that we talk about toilets and I guess indoor plumbing and the whole history of that stuff. It's a lot more interesting than it sounds, but it's going to be a shit show for sure. And,
for show.
Yeah.
Okay. Now,
special thanks to Daz Cowbell for making the suggestion. So it's going to kind of be like the evolution of toilets around the world, different toilets from different cultures. So we're going to be talking about that
we're going to
show. So
chamber pots to those Japanese robot toilets, man. We're going to go.
Bring your shit to the step.
We're going to go. It's going to be the number 2 show that we ever do.
I'm going to concentrate on organic receptacles.
You're going to do compost toilets. All right. You're on the vegan shitters, and me and Rocksteady will talk about some real stuff.
Or people that they're like, just let it go. Just put it on my face.
I shotgun the Asian culture toilets. No pun intended.
AC's got a gluten intolerance. I do too. I can eat wheat, but I just won't tolerate that shit for nothing, man. I'm telling you.
Come sit next to me.
On that note, guys, I think we say thanks again, everybody, for coming by and listening to the Shotgun Candy every Sunday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, or whatever time it is where you are. Tune in. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you very much, guys. If you want to go ahead, give us a like on platforms. We are across, obviously, Fireside, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Rumble, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Odyssey. You'll find us. This is kind of mixed in with Rocksteady stuff too, though, I should say, for like Odyssey and Rumble, things like that. But we're definitely on Spotify, Samsung, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Castbox, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Podbean, TuneIn Radio. Is that right, AC? Got a couple more there?
TuneIn Radio. I just found it on my Tesla the other day. I turned over to TuneIn Radio, and there we were. It's amazing. So, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. Just Google it. If you just go on to
just Google Shotgun Candy Podcast, that's right, you'll find it.
Yeah, and also, please, before we forget, guys, share the show before we go, because the sharing really drives up the algorithm. And what a sight to behold! What a sight to behold if we had 2, 3, 4, 5 episodes all bunched up together at the top. Truly,
that'd be amazing, man.
I mean, truly showcasing what we're capable of, especially you guys.
We'll bring you more shitty content like we will next week, and you guys are gonna hopefully have as much fun as we do doing it, listening to us as we do doing it.
Well, where it counts, guys, I want to intercept it here a little bit, is that obviously just within a minute of this show finishing, we get the notification that it's up. We make it public. If you can grab that show, not just replay it to have a quick listen to it, but if you can share that with a friend who you think might like Shotgun Candy, invite them to Fireside to interact with you as your buddy here on Fireside with us next week. And the following weeks will be fantastic. We want to build our audience. We want to build our community. And we're going to start organizing some prize giveaways shortly. The next few weeks or so, we'll start to bring it up. I didn't want to let the cat out of the bag, and we haven't discussed it properly.
We're discussing merch and giveaways and stuff like that, because you guys really, I mean, that's the whole reason we're here. We want
to thank you too. So
absolutely.
And wouldn't you want to have, like, I don't know, wouldn't you want to be working with a Shotgun Candy mouse pad and a Shotgun Candy Coors Light cooler?
We were thinking about making
Shotgun Candy condoms.
We were thinking about just printing our name on a paper bag and making hobo can cozies. So you can put them around your 40 ounce when you're standing on the street corner. Some people like that. Some people
Shotgun Candy branded bindle napkins from when you have to leave home in a haste, and you put everything in a bindle at the end of a stick. It's a Shotgun Candy.
It's all coming, baby. So stay tuned. Thank you for your support. You guys are amazing, and we're looking forward to next week. Again, if you have any suggestions for shows, we've got a few episodes lined up for the next few weeks. So let us know, and we'll endeavor to research and give you guys what you want.
Well, if you give us any suggestions before Saturday night, we'll make it that next week's show. Mm-hmm. So it'll give us time. It'll give us the whole week to research it and advertise for it, and you guys know that your show's coming up, because we'll give you a little shout out on the flyer. So
it's going to be on there. Yeah, their name is actually clearly printed there.
Your name is on there, and if you send me dick pics, I'll make a flyer out of that.
I will put your dick on Fireside.
If you give me a flyer, I'll wrap it around my dick pic.
Yeah. I'll do whatever. We'll send them out. We receive. We're givers as much as we are takers. Wait, that doesn't come out right.
Need to work on that.
All right.
What did come out right was the semen part for tonight, though, and so to all the semen out there, thank you very much for the job that you do.
We salute you with your bell bottoms.
Here's all
right,
the semen.
All right, guys. Well, I think that's it, fellas. Another one.
Thank you, guys. All the best. We'll bring up Weightbot, and we'll kick ourselves off stage. Thanks, guys. Much love to you all. Cheers.
Yep. Remember to follow Rocksteady on IG. You got that link tree. You got the King, and you got myself. Send us a message. We might fix that thing, Rocksteady. With that, I'll talk to you later. But we might fix that thing with the messages. We'll figure out a better way for them to do it.
Yeah.
You guys have a good one. Catch you next week.
Thanks, man.
Peace.